Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV, and welcome to Simability V8ESC Season 14, Rounds 3 and 4 from the historic layout at the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona. I'm Clyde Whiting, and sharing the booth with me tonight, as usual, and doing your cameras, it's Mr. Pete Bingham. Good evening.
Good evening, Clyde. Hope you're well. Hope everybody else is well as well.
I'm sure everybody is. Fantastic night racing coming up for our viewers. Interesting track, really, isn't it? It's not one of my favourites. We're seeing it on the screen at the moment. But I think if I have to drive this track, if it's forced on me, I think the historic layout that cuts out that silly chicane is probably the best layout. What do you think, Pete?
I agree with you entirely. This track doesn't set my world alight in terms of racing. You've got that one massive straight on the start finish, lots of drafting opportunity, especially in these cars. But then infield section, I like the fact that it's got a lot of like gradients, topography, up and down sections. There's some bits though that when you think about overtaking opportunities, you've not got a massive amount, have you? You've probably got three. End of the first straight, maybe at the end of that second straight that leads into the hairpin, and then you can shoulder somebody out into that area where the new chicane is. But it's so fast through there. It's a rarity to get anything done. So last corner is the only other place. But yeah, it's been tilted, hasn't it? Ultimately.
Exactly. Yes. But you know, it's. I've seen some really, really good races here, and I've seen some really, really rubbish races here. And I'm hoping that I'm sure we are the former rather than the latter. So 2 races tonight. We're on our standard format. We've got a 30-minute sprint race followed by a 60-minute feature race with a reverse grid in the middle to shake everything up. We're currently in the quali session. We're coming up on 5 minutes. Some things to note. We've got 3 new drivers on the track tonight. 2 most of our viewers will know fairly well, and 1 brand new driver to us. So first up, we've got Sam Blees. Usually see him right at the pointy end of the TCR field on a Wednesday. I've watched him for a few laps, and as I said to Pete before we came on air, I think his rear tyres are going to last about 3 corners because he's very heavy-footed in this car. Next to Sam, we've got Stephen Walker. Is he a fully fledged Geo driver? Is he still on loan, or is it top secret and underhanded, Pete?
Do you know what? I'm not sure. What I do know is that I think it was a bit of a surprise to some of the Spectre guys, especially this one.
Please wait, mate. We're racing.
Well, they think that they've rented him out. I don't think that's necessarily the case because he claims to be the chief of Spectre. But he's definitely a Geo driver in the current series that he's running. So. He's not nerfed anybody off the track really though, has he? So is he a fully fledged one? I don't think so.
Well, he's got opportunities tonight.
Yeah,
we'll just know him as a Geo rent boy for tonight.
Yeah, let's do that.
And then, again, I watched him for a couple of laps, and he was the polar opposite of Sam. He seemed to be carrying too much speed into the corner and was suffering from that lovely understeer that you get with this car. However, as far as I'm aware, both drivers have never really turned a lap in this car, so they will only get better. Our third driver is someone that is totally new to BSTV, and that is Fabian Mayer. Could be Fabian, do apologise. Watch some of our previous videos and you'll see how good we are with names. But Pete, in qualifying, he didn't look too shabby
No, he's...
or too fabby, should I say?
Hey! He was a bit out of shape coming around that corner that we just watched there, but yeah, I think you're right. I think he can handle himself in this car. His I rating certainly isn't shabby. It's very, very good. And therefore, I think he's going to do well, to be honest. I think he's going to put up a good fight. On current performance, I think it'll probably be midfield, I would think. I'm just going to ruin this broadcast by muting the Vox, because I've still got open channel in iRacing, so apologies, folks. Just about to make a mess of what you're viewing, but just for a second. And we're back.
And as you can see by the speed of which Pete did that, that's not the first time it's happened.
Honestly, it's not. Too many times. We also have, and back for your viewing pleasure, folks, I don't know whether I can do this at the moment. He's not at his rig, but we've got Woody's feet tonight again, Clyde.
Yeah, not really looking forward to that, if I'm honest.
Fair enough.
You know, it depends. Is he racing in his racing Crocs again, or we just never know.
No.
But I don't think there's any point in us going through the standings, to be honest, because we've only had 2 rounds, and those 2 rounds both won by Simon Trendle. Great start to his championship defence. Adam Wright was second in the first race. Johnny Brandon was third. Johnny Brandon got a second in the second race, and Bob Woodhouse got a third in the second race. So you can sort of work out where people are in the championships from there. Obviously, next time out, when we've got some more races under our on our board, we'll start updating the standings for you, letting the viewers know what's going on. But back to the qualifying session. We're coming up on 10 minutes. Now, Johnny Brandon did a 1:42.7 in practice, and I looked at that and went, that's quick.
Yeah.
He's done a 1:42.6 in quali.
And he's nearly half a second ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Just on board
Bob
with
Woodhouse.
Adam. Yeah, go on, sorry.
Bob Woodhouse. I'm saying a lot of people are saying they're not. A lot of people in my head are thinking Bob Woodhouse had a really good result last time out. Was that a flash in the pan? Doesn't look like it from qualifying, although Simon Trendle has just pipped him into second.
As Adam decides to absolutely donut his car.
Yeah, we talked about this last night in the Clios. We managed to go on board with somebody. It was JB Dejoux, and he didn't make a mistake.
Right.
The curse of Pete is strong.
Yeah. It's potent. It really is. Tyler's back with us. Did he? He didn't race last time, did he?
No, this is his first time back.
And again, I think there's something going on with the BSTV green paints, because he's got the lighter green and Adam's got the metallic green. So I don't know who's got the memo wrong, but one of them does. But it's a feature, you know. Right, what have we got on track at the moment? There's Stephen. Old Man O'Connor's out here tonight as well. The stealth car, Ivan Batmans, is out here. So some of the key players are out. Who's that? Let's see if we can. Is it? Oh, that was Phil Keck, who's just decided to park it. Should we try and run a lap with somebody? Have we got enough time to run a lap?
Well, we certainly have. We got 4 minutes.
Let's run a lap with somebody different. Phil Cole. Sorry,
just
Jonathan
made that
Cole.
up.
Yeah. I was looking at Phil Keck and Cole at the same time. So you come out last corner, plenty of beans. Try and hold that back end down, because this is a proper little runway strip of a straight. It goes on forever. It's a proper monster. You get a bit of the rumble strip on the left hand side to tip it in. Nice and careful, because the back end of this car is a wild stallion that wants to buckaroo all over the place. I don't think he's doing much on this lap with that line. I think this is a forming lap or something, because he's probably got time for a forming lap. You go up here towards Repsol, which is one of the only corners that I do know the name of, and then round this very slow right-hander. There is an overtaking opportunity there, but you've got to be brave around the outside. a little bit of a waggle on the steering wheel there as you go into this left-hander that spirals down the hill. It does feel like the camber is with you, and then this one's deceiving, absolutely deceiving. He's not far enough right there to get a decent turn into that left-hand corner, onto the rumble strip, and then up the hill. This is steeper than you think, into, I think this is called Campir or Camposa or something like that, and then you run out to the left, and then this is a reasonable straight. You have got time to pull alongside somebody before this super sharp left-hand hairpin, and then back up the hill you go again. You're basically going back up to where you were, really. And then this long, everlasting, feels like right-hand turn. That's the apex point there where that little yellow blob is. And then up and over the crest of the hill, ignore the right-hand turn to the chicane, through this lovely sweeping right-hander, which feels amazing when you get it right. Roll onto your wheels onto that rubber sausage curve there, and then you're back round the lap again. Really be very careful on the gas, like you would in this car on any track, but this, because of the uphill sections and the fast straights, etc., this one can punish you for quite a long time, Clyde.
Yeah, and not a lot of camber in the corners either. They are
very
flat.
Yeah, very flat. Yeah.
One bit of news that I did forget, Alex has just reminded us about. Remember how to say his name now. Shubham Vasaika, who was a privateer last time out, has signed for, who do you think?
Racing Forces.
Indeed he has. Or, as Alex has put on the chat, Wrecking Forces.
Yeah, sponsored by Hydra Race. So they're on a couple of teams in the TCRs, Hydra Race. So yeah, good to have that sponsor and that team in this league.
It certainly is. Simon Trendle, oh my days, a 1:42.5.
I think Johnny has just got his voodoo doll of Simon out, and he's stamping on it right now.
Words fail me at the moment.
You're going to hit me now, I think, if you could. Victor Tanaka, did he drive last time?
Yes, he did, didn't he? Yeah, it's first time he's been with us for a few seasons.
Yeah.
A very rapid driver when he's up to speed in the car.
Yeah.
But I think, as we said it off air, as Sam Blees and Stephen Walker are finding out, those two are rapid drivers in the TCRs, numerous championships, numerous wins, but you need some seat time in this car to get up that leaderboard.
You certainly do, and we're gridding.
Excellent. So, I better set the gridding thing, haven't I? I'll let you talk through the gridding, and I'll try and remember what buttons to press.
Fair enough. Simon Trendle will lead the field away for Team Chimera with that eye-wateringly fast 1:42.565 over Johnny Brandon, who will join him on the front row for XVR OAPs. Bob Woodhouse will go off third for NQR Europe, which is a great starting position there. Tyler Newitt in his first race this season, fourth. Now that's an epic result. Well done, Tyler, for BSTV Esports Green. Vincent Skilbeck will go off fifth for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Adam Wright goes off sixth for BSTV Esports Green, right behind his teammate. Hopefully he won't wipe him out. Seventh will be Ant Woodward for NQR Europe. Tony Klusterman will go off eighth for NQR North America. Victor Tanaka will go off ninth in the row behind for the same team. Fabian Meyer will go off 10th. Jamie Wilson will go off 11th for Team Chimera. Bram Dubois will go off 12th for NQR Europe. 13th will be Sam Blees for Geodesic Racing. Stephen Phillips will go off 14th for Dash Iron Racing. Phil Keck off 15th. Stephen Walker off 16th for Geodesic Racing. Lane O'Connor even for XVR OAPs off 17th. Next to Rob Venn off 18th for BSTV Esports Green. 19th will be Ivan Bauman's for Track Velocity Racing. 20th will be Shubham Vasaikar for Hydra Race Racing Forces. 21st will be Sam Boozin for BSTV Esports Esia. And Jonathan Cole will go off 22nd and last tonight, bringing up the rear of the field. You can't miss this car. It's bright yellow. It's the only one we've got this season. It's pretty good. I like it, actually. It's really
well
good.
done, Pete, for getting through that. The lights will be coming on shortly. 22 cars on the grid. Do I need to preset a yellow? No, I'm going to trust them. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit tasty, I think, up this first hill. I think we're going to see some cars out in the wild, I would think.
Yeah, and don't forget, folks, if you've not watched us before, 30-minute sprint race, no pit stop needed, unless you get some damage. Lights are coming on, and they're green.
Yeah, that was
Great start from Johnny Brandon and Bob Woodhouse, and a bit of a wobbler from Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler's going to get mugged by his own teammate here, I reckon, but into the first corner, and Johnny's not waiting. Oh, he should have waited. That was a lot of curb.
Yeah, that curb managed to slot him in nicely, didn't it, between first and second?
It did. I don't think it was at all planned, obviously. Why would you plan that? Oh, it's getting a bit tasty up here between BSTV and NQR. And look at Vincent.
Tony and Adam side by side. Vincent wants some. He's throwing it down the inside.
Oh, there was contact. Who is that?
Jamie Wilson has gone round in the background.
Oh, there's lots off.
Stephen Phillips is round.
Yeah. Jamie's over here, look. Out in the kitty litter, no bonnet. Ant Woodward.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think there was contact between Adam and Tony.
Yes,
and that may have stacked everybody up.
Definitely, that was the case. We'll go back and look at it in fact, we'll go and have a look at it now. Oh, I might have got the wrong bit of it. Hang on. Oh no, there's one bit of contact, and that was the main bit of contact. But you're right, there was contact beforehand. I've now found it. I'm looking at the timing screen just to make sure I don't miss too much. So this is one of them as well, a bit further back in time. This is Lane O'Connor. Oh wow, that is weird. What on earth?
Very
strange.
Yeah,
that is very odd. That's just bizarre. Right, we'll go back live. And Woodward is making his way back through now.
Yeah, the one that involved, I think it was Stephen Phillips, somebody else, and Jamie Wilson. Again, I think to me it looked like Stephen Phillips was on the curbs, touched the car to his right, but then went into Jamie Wilson and spun him round.
Yeah. We'll go and have a look at it again. I just don't want to miss any of this current racing for the folks at home. Lane O'Connor in the pits, Clyde, with repairs, I think.
Yeah, that...
Oh. That was Fabian Meyer, and it was wagging all over the place, that car.
Yeah, I'm wondering with Lane if that's technical.
That car did something just weird. Yeah.
I was looking at it and thought, oh, that looked technical, and then he carried on, so I thought, oh, perhaps it wasn't. But yeah, the fact that he's in the pits, I think that possibly is something technical going on.
Yeah, Fabian Meyer and Rob Venn having a bit of a to-do, and Bram Dubois taking advantage of Fabian being offline there. Nice overtake.
Might just be that Lane needs to change his man pad, so that's why he's pitted.
Again, you can see the draft in full effect here because Fabian's going to pop out from behind Bram's car and shove it down the inside there, which is nicely done actually. That's very nice. He's not got the job done though, Clyde. Oh yes he has.
Yes he has now, yeah. Phil Keck in that battle as well. Let's give a shout out to Carol as well. We love you, Carol.
Canadian crispy Bacon says, "Holy netcode, Batman." Quality. Right, so the top two guys, Clyde, are here. Johnny Brandon's got damage on the right-hand side of that Commodore.
Yeah.
Don't know where he's got it. I've not got anything on my event tracker.
No, I wonder if that's some sort of netcodey damage from that curb incident. I don't know. I'm clutching at straws, but
I suppose, yeah. And Victor Tanaka, we said he was fast. He's very much keeping pace with the top two BSTV Esports green cars of Tyler and Adam, respectively.
Yeah, I don't think Victor's got a great deal of time to practice at the moment, so I expect that he will get better as the evening goes on, which is worrying for everybody in front of him.
Yeah.
Evening to Alan Toon on the chat.
Good evening, Sir
They're
Alan.
all waking up now.
So, Canadian Crispy Bacon says that the damage on Johnny's car was from the initial cluster spin, but I thought he was ahead of that.
Yeah, I didn't see, can't remember any contact. Oh, somebody just had a big wiggle on my screen. That was Fabian again.
Yeah, that's why I moved to this battle, because he's cooked his tyres with whatever he's just done, and now he's got no traction.
But he's got the line, so
Yeah.
he's going to hold on to that position, but he's going to have to get past Bram all over again.
Yeah. So, furthest movers. The first four cars have not changed position all race, but we've got Rob Venn, who's moved forward 8 places. That's pretty impressive. He can be really fast, can't he, Rob?
He can.
Oh, something going on up ahead. Victor Tanaka and Adam going very slow together. And that's Victor letting him go, definitely.
Yeah, that must have been a bit of a forceful move by Victor.
Yeah, let's have a quick look at it.
He's got damage on the right-hand side of his car.
Right. So he's going to get him under braking because he's not got a tow. Yeah, he's sent it from about a week back. And yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
And then he's done what all BSTV racers do well, which is given the position back when he's realised he's got his position through less than fair means, Clyde.
Yeah, that's what we teach them at the BSTV racing school. As soon as they're out of nappies, that's what we teach them to do.
Right, this one could be getting a head on it because this is Vincent chasing down Tony. I thought Tony had got collected right at the start by Adam, I thought.
Well, yeah, I think it was not so much collected. I think it was more ran wide.
Right.
There obviously wasn't a great deal in it because I can't see anything major on the side of Tony's car.
Right, I'm gonna. Oh, there's battles everywhere again. So Jamie Wilson and Stephen Phillips have got together back here. Stephen Walker is with Ivan. Oh God, it's everywhere, Clyde. Sam has just overtaken Ant Woodward, I think. Oh no, this is Ant Woodward catching Sam. Well, these two are really exchanging positions back here.
Yeah, Jamie's obviously got a lightweight Holden.
Yeah, he's cheating because he's getting extra cooling to that engine. It's like formation flying, isn't it?
Yeah, and Crispy Bacon is saying Tony's sporting a new livery. Yes, it's new for this season, and it's confusing me and Pete.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So these two have caught up with Shubham the sidecar pretty quick. Or have I got that wrong and Shubham has overtaken them both? Hang on.
Something just happened to Sam Blease because he was higher up than what he is now.
Yeah, this is what happened to Sam Blease. He's lost 2 positions in this.
I think he ended up losing more than that, if I'm honest.
Oh, he's got a bit happy on the gas pedal.
Yeah, exactly what I was watching in practice.
Oh yeah, he's let 4 cars go, 5 cars go, 6, 7,
7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah, sorry.
I was literally about to say that Sambly's doing really well and moved his way up the field. And then I looked back and he was back with his teammate, and I'm like, oh, what happened there?
Okay, OBS isn't giving me that back. Yes, it is, right. Okay. So Sam boozing behind. Oh, why am I still on replay when I asked for it to go live again? Because there's all sorts going on here. Sam boozing going uber slow, and he's just. Oh God, he's got tagged.
A little touch there, yeah.
Little touch. I think he's in the scene. Oh no, he's not. Thought he was in the scenery.
No.
I don't know what happened there.
Why was he going slow? Was it a slowdown?
No.
Was he recovering from an error?
Where is it? No, it's not that. It is. It's this. So ignore the first part of it because I think there's more to come. Oh dear. I'm not having a good day with these controls. That one was all me. Right, so up the hill. Oh, that's massive netcode. Good God.
Yeah.
And then he comes around the corner here and gets it again. That's another netcode. That's 2 for 2. And then we saw him getting mobbed after that.
Yeah.
Oh, good save though on that last bit. Right, so he's just got absolutely bullied then.
Yeah, and you know, when the racing is in these packs, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, one error, one mistake, one bit of bad luck, and there's a lot of positions to be lost.
There is. The very front battle is hotting up, so Johnny's starting to approach an overtaking position. But he's not there yet. I'm going to go right back to the start if I can. I keep trying to do this. And have a look at that very first series of incidents again. Because I found it eventually, and it's this. So that up in the front there.
Yeah.
Right, so there's all sorts going on there, as we can see. Stephen Phillips gets back on the track, but that was what caused all that. You've got to say that's it's like lap 1 or 2 bunching, isn't it? Everybody's piling into a corner there.
Yeah, I think on well, I've seen it twice now. It looked like Stephen Phillips just carried too much speed into the corner.
Yeah.
Tried to scrub it off on the curb. Couldn't. I think it was Ant Woodward on his right hand side who he tagged, and then that pushed Ant Woodward into Jamie Wilson, and I think Jamie Wilson probably came out worst of the lot.
Yeah, I would say so. Ant Woodward's just got past Sam Blease there. There's Woody's feet for you for a while.
Legs away.
Is it 2 milk bowls with shoes on? I can't tell. Hairy milk
2 bits of
bowls.
string.
Yeah.
And yes, I am eating cake, if anybody's interested.
Yeah, we could tell. Nobody's asking that question. We all know what's going on. This is a good example of heel toe when you're blipping the downshifts, which is apparently it's worth an enormous amount in your lap time. Obviously, I don't run a clutch pedal and I've never done it. And it looks very, very difficult, but all the super fast drivers that drive the V8 do that. The rest of us, mere mortals, auto blip everything, don't we, Clyde?
Yeah. It's safer. It's not as quick.
No. Right, we're approaching halfway. The field has fragmented finally a little bit. But we have some battles coming back together. So, Vincent Skillbeck overtook Tony Kloosterman eventually, and is now honing in on the back of Tyler.
Yeah, Victor Tanaka is chasing Adam right down, but slowly.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a little bit. He's still a way off him at the moment. Bram de Bois and Ivan, and I think it's Sam Blees, are very close together. And that's back down for 13th place.
Stephen Walker seems to have dropped a few places as well.
Where is he? Oh, he's there, third off last. Let's see if I've got anything for Stephen Walker.
He was up behind his teammate.
Oh, it's this. It's not that. It's only happened recently, actually. Oh, that's the same as Sam Blees did. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Happy on the gas pedal. And what on earth is going on to... who was it that was moving just then? Everybody. Oh, it's Sam Blees. He's got an alternative track glide.
And you know all about that.
I do, yeah. I tried my own last night. What's he done there then? He's had a few excursions. Oh, wow. Well, that was the start of the replay. Right. Okay, so he's had that done under braking, hasn't he?
Yeah. I remember when I was learning this car,
Yeah.
and not that I ever learned it properly, I'll just put that in before somebody else does. You get to that point where you go, do you know what, I've sussed this, and the very next corner you will make a mistake.
Yeah. It's entirely in that moment, isn't it? So that was weird. Vincent went sailing past Tyler like Tyler had 4 punctures. It's almost like Tyler said, "No, I'm not fighting this. Just wants to finish the race."
Yeah, Vincent had been closing him down though.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to take your hat off to Ant Woodward. He was absolutely last at one point in this race. Absolutely last. And he's made his way back up to 11th place. That's a proper recovery, isn't it?
You're very, very right there. Still got plenty of time left. Still some positions in front of him, still some positions behind him.
Yeah. He's got some fast people behind him. Right, so a lot of the action is around here at the moment. So Vincent Skillbeck's overtaken Tyler and he's just disappeared.
Yeah, suddenly, yeah.
And now Tony Kloosterman's closing him back in on Tyler again.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting little battle.
Well, Tony and Tyler.
Well, all the way, to be honest, because Adam, Victor, Vincent, Tyler, Tony there's not a... Time-wise, they're a little bit spread out, but they're all sort of between 1 and 2 seconds behind each other.
Yeah.
And it's only going to take Vincent to catch Victor, or Victor to catch Adam, and start going side by side, and it's just going to close all of these cars up.
Absolutely. We've got a battle brewing very quickly here. Hang on, who is this? It's Shubham Vasaikar and Ivan. Ivan's showing his pace. He's up 6 positions from the start. He's doing really well. Although, historically, when I say that, he puts it in a wall. But he's doing great tonight. Must get on with this style of track.
Well, yeah, another one that quit.
Yeah. How many times?
Not as many as Ant.
Well, no, obviously. Bram de Bois has been in the pits and gone again. Could you just check a certain statistic for me?
Hmm.
Because he didn't enter his pit box.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, he did. It's just my screen's taking forever to
I was going to
update.
say the answer is no on those
All right,
statistics.
easy for you to say.
But we do have a couple of drivers on double figures.
Okay. Short field, maybe. Don't know.
Possibly. Possibly just a little handling car with garage. What did I just say?
I don't know. Just words that
Where
didn't
did
make any
garage
sense.
go?
I don't know. Vincent Skilbeck really closing in on Victor Tanaka, like really fast. It was only recently he's overtaken Tyler, really.
Yeah. Now, like I say, this is where things can get interesting, because if Vincent can't get to him and get past and get gone,
Yeah.
they're going to slow each other down.
Yeah, and there's Tony and Tyler, not that far away.
Exactly.
Now they are.
And this could give a bit of respite to Adam Wright. Not that he was under pressure, but oh, hello.
Yeah, honestly,
Hello.
these battles just appear out of nowhere. These guys were fairly split up a minute ago.
Last time we saw Phil Keck, he had a bonnet.
That was a while ago. He's been off track a few times and he's crashed once, so I've just not shown him. But the damage doesn't seem to slow him down, does it? I mean, he's still...
No, it's such a weird car for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can, you can lose your front end, you can lose your rear end, and the car runs absolutely fine. You get a little touch on the wing mirror, and you get a meatball, and the stewards want you in the pits.
Yeah. Up in these positions. So this is the fight for, what's that, 5th place. Because just ahead is Victor. Victor's got real company now. Vincent's got him.
Yeah, and Tyler and Tony are together.
Yeah, that's what I was just with. And at that point, Tony decided he was having a go. So this one's going to come to a boil now. Ooh. Thought Tyler was going to turn in on him. So did Tony, I think. Now, how has Johnny Brandon fallen nearly 2 seconds back when the last time I looked he was 3/10?
Yeah, there's obviously a small error in there somewhere, you would think. Pushing very, very hard.
Jonathan Cole's just overtaken Stephen Walker again. They've been exchanging positions a bit, along with Stephen Phillips, who's back there. It's a surprise seeing Stephen Phillips so far down the field, to be honest. He's not usually down there.
Yeah, he's not had a great meeting so far, has he? And that to be fair, started off in practice and carried on into qualifying, and it hasn't got any better in race 1.
Oh, round the outside and a hit check there from Vincent. He's pulled over to let him through. I don't... Oh, or has he? No, he hasn't. No, he didn't. He absolutely slammed that door fully shut, didn't he?
Yeah, I was very surprised there, because to me there wasn't anything wrong with it. I think
No.
he put his car there. Victor turned in anyway.
Yeah.
As you do. And there was a car there. It wasn't like he nerfed him out of the way to take the position.
No, he was going around the outside. So, yeah, I don't think there was anything untoward with it.
Can we have another look at that, just to
of
make
course.
sure? Vincent is going to throw it in hot, but that's what you have to do when you make it an
Well,
overtake.
There's a bit of defensive driving there.
I see, yeah.
And
So
then-
he's forced into the outside.
Well, he had to return
sorry.
to the track at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was absolutely nothing in that.
No, not at all. Stephen Walker's been for another Sam Blease has been for another excursion. So we go back to look at Phil Keck, still trying to work over Shubham Vasaikar.
Yeah, Tony Kluseman has dropped off the back of Tyler a smidgen.
Yes, he has, and Victor is now losing ground on Vincent, and I think if my eyes are not fully deceiving me, that Tyler's closing in on Victor very slowly.
Yeah, Victor could possibly have some damage on that front left.
He definitely does. I'll see if I can get any kind of look at it. It's caved in, you can see it there, look, it's peeled back a little bit around the light cluster. There you can see the tyre exposed on the front left. He's got down. Oh, God. All right then.
I was nearly exposed on the rear right then.
Yeah. Canadian Crispy Bacon says they're getting really loose in odd areas of the course. I think that's a feature of this track, to be honest. As Clyde said,
the flatness, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just about to say exactly that. It's the lack of camber not being with you that causes things like that. But I mean, Lane's one, that was just inexplicable. That was just, it randomly spat him out to the right. It just wasn't normal. That. Sambly's off again and given up a place to Stephen Phillips that time. Oh, I have just missed this one. Oh, right. So we've missed two things 6 seconds apart. So we're going to have to watch this one for a few seconds. So this is Phil Keck. Pops out. End of the start-finish straight where I said that we'd see a lot of overtaking. Taking the corner a bit strange. Not as strange as Shubham.
Yeah, Shubham, I think, was concentrating on Phil and missed his break point.
Yes. And he let Jamie through at the same time. So that's what happened there.
So he's just been passed by the debonneted duo.
Yes, he has. Both cars, no bonnet. Oh, look at this. Tony Klusterman suddenly on the back of Tyler again.
Well, he's back again.
I think Tyler's had a wheel spinny moment somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know whether Tony made a slight error when he was up close behind Tyler and that dropped him back, and then he's clawed it back again. Really not sure.
Oh, it's not this battle I want, it's this one. The Battle of the Bonnets. Or lack of. It's just a bit silly.
So there wasn't too much of a defence from Phil, but he hasn't given it up.
No way. He was in the toe there. He could have done with going the other side, really. I don't think he dared go in that shallow into a corner, though. Oh, and he's got a big bag full of wheel spin there. So, might be still on for Shubham, this. He's still got a whole car, which is a massive advantage in this particular series. I mean, if he can get a real good blistering launch out of the last turn here, you'd think his aero would be better, wouldn't you? But, you know,
Yeah,
I've been wrong before.
But it doesn't always work like that, does it?
No. I mean, that car in front must be like a house brick going down the road and cutting a massive hole in the air for him, but no real advantage that I could see.
So up the front, just to keep everybody posted, Simon Trendle is currently leading by 3.2 seconds, and he's going to take the white flag this time round.
Right. I I think we're in for an absolute treat in the second race. I really do. Pit lane isn't particularly challenging here, really.
No,
But
I
it's
think the
massive.
challenge-
It's massive.
Yeah, the challenge with pit lane is getting down to speed because you're in an acceleration zone when you turn into the pits.
Absolutely. Just trying to see Barney. Where is he? Where was he? I didn't even see him.
That definitely was the white
It
flag.
had to be, didn't it? Oh, we've still got something going on back here. No, not here. Where was it? Somebody just overtook somebody. Oh, it was Shubham. He's got past Phil Keck. Let's have a look at that.
Looks like it's going to be a mistake from Phil.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, it is. Oh, wow, that was wild. Yeah. I think it spooked Shubham for a minute there, even though he got it back together and carried on. But right, okay, that was that one.
It's not difficult to be put off when something like that happens in front of you.
No, it's not.
So this is Fabian trying to put a challenge on Ant Woodward.
Well, he's trying to get his position back. Ant Wood was just past him, actually.
Ah, right, okay.
What would be interesting, and I don't know whether I can do it. Oh, well, we can't do it now anyway because we're going to run out of time, aren't we?
Yeah, leader is in the final little complex.
Yeah.
To come round and take the checkered flag for 3 wins on the trot. Simon Trendle.
Little flash of the lights, and why not? Followed home by Johnny Brandon.
Yeah, and another good result for Bob Woodhouse in third.
Then we've got, we can have a cup of tea, I think, because Adam Wright's a good amount of time behind, along with Vincent, who got over the line ahead of Victor. There's still some battling going on back here, actually. I'm going to have to cut to this. Oh no, cut to this. God. They're at it again, Clyde. They just want to upset me. Oh, Jamie Wilson trying to overcome. Didn't happen though, did it? And then these two close over the line as well, Shubham and Phil Keck.
I'm sure Phil's car gets worse every time I look at it. Like the bonnet was missing last time we was on it. Now it looks like it's caved in as well.
Yeah, I think there's all sorts going on. Jonathan Cole over the line. Bram Dubois still racing, but he's away back. What happened to Sam Boozin?
He disconnected. He's put a message in the Discord that his internet is not very good tonight and probably shouldn't have raced. And that would have been the issue with the solid air moments.
Oh, of course. Of course. That explains everything now. Bram Dubois finishes the race entering pit road.
So he's probably sat in his armchair eating chips
Which
and
type?
Belgian waffles, watching the pro broadcasters.
I don't know about that. I think I missed all of the action again. Oh, we've not gone official.
Yeah, it should do now.
Oh. According to this, we haven't gone official. Right.
Well, we're into the warm-up session. So
I know, yeah, it's weird. I've had problems. Oh, there we go.
There
Finally,
we go.
good grief.
There we go. So your round 3 sprint race official results. Another win for Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. Johnny Brandon followed him home in second for XVR OAPs. And Bob Woodhouse rounds out your podium for NQR Europe. Adam Wright came home 4th for BSTV Esports Green. Vincent Skilbeck 5th for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. And Victor Tanaka 6th for NQR North America. Tyler Newitt finished 7th for BSTV Esports Green. And Tony Kloosterman was 8th for NQR North America. 9th was Rob Venn, BSTV Esports Green, and rounding out your top 10 was Ant Woodward for NQR Europe. Privateer and newcomer Fabian Mayer was 11th. Ivan Batmans in 12th for Track Velocity Racing. Jamie Wilson recovered to 13th for Team Chimera. Shubham Vasaika on his debut for Hydra Race Racing Forces finished 14th. Privateer Phil Keck in 15th. 16th was Stephen Phillips, Dashhound Racing. 17th, Sam Blees on his debut for Geodesic Racing. And he finishes one place above teammate Stephen Walker in 18th. Privateer Jonathan Cole in 19th, with Bram Dubois in 20th for NQR Europe. Sam Boozin was classified 21st for BSTV Esports ESIA, and classified 22nd was Old Man O'Connor for XVR OAPs. A lot of action in that race, Pete. You don't know where to point the cameras. You don't know what's going to happen next. Every time you go into a replay, something else happens. But yeah, we see some incidents, but on the whole, that was good, clean racing. We see some fantastic overtakes. We saw some big mistakes from drivers, getting on the loud pedal too soon. And thinking ahead to the, it's called a feature race, but it's more like a 60-minute sprint race.
Yeah.
It's not going to get any easier, is it?
No, this one's going to be much more of a challenge. We've got the reverse. Educate me. Is it 8?
12, I want to say.
12. Are we going with 12? Any advances on 12?
I'll tell you what, let's go in the middle and say 10.
Let's go to 10.
That's what it is.
Right, so reverse 10, which means the super fast from race 1 will be shuffled into the pack. They've got to make their way forward if that is indeed what happens. But there was some cars out of position there. Some cars on recovery drives that ended up within the top 10. And then some cars shuffled back beyond that top 10. So they're going to follow the super fast guys through the field. There's all sorts of dynamics going to go on. And then you've got that real race-changing event, the pit stop. We've seen cars go in early over the years and absolutely get a run on everybody else. We've seen people stay out over the years and get a run on everybody else. Usually the ones that cut the race in half don't seem to get an advantage, Clyde. They do a routine of pitting the car, but the ones that really stand out in your mind are the ones that pitted really early or really late, usually, right?
Yeah, I'll throw something else into the mix. Incident points.
All right,
so,
go on.
For those that don't know, if you manage to collect 15 incident points in a race, you get a drive of shame, which is a drive-through penalty, which pretty much ruins your race. Now, there are a few drivers in double figures in that race. There are a lot of drivers in, what should we call it, late single-figure numbers.
Yeah, advanced single figures.
Yes, yes, there was some contact, but as we've been saying, because of the lack of topography on the corners, it's very easy to get the back end out and pick yourself up an incident point with an off track. So I think that's something else that drivers are gonna have in their head, and when we're getting towards the end of the race and we're expecting to see drivers charging, are they going to have to woe themselves up because of the accumulation of incident points?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be very, very, very tactical. And who's on reverse pole? Is it Ant Woodward?
No, he got 11th.
11th, was it? I
Do
thought
you
it
know?
was 10th.
Oh, I don't know. You'll be able to have a check back. I can't do it without ruining what everybody's looking at the minute. I've not seen that many
Yeah.
people go to pits, you know.
No, because it's
Simple though,
it's
isn't
what
it?
you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a difficult pit lane entry. The difficulty is slowing yourself down or being controlled enough to get yourself down to pit lane speed. I've seen, not so much in this car, but a lot of the like the old GTEs and things like that. People come off of that last corner, and you're already accelerating, and then there's the pit lane, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to slow down, and you hit the brakes and the car just spins round. Let's hope that doesn't happen, but that's the difficult part with pit lane at this track, is having that self-belief that when you touch the brakes the car is going to slow down and not spin round.
Yep. I mean, let's go on board again with Stephen. He's obviously doing as much practice as he can. I wonder if Sam and Stephen have realised the challenge with this car now. Probably.
I would have thought so.
Baptism of fire, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's great that they're doing it. I mean, it's fantastic.
I've said all along, I invite every driver in the world to come and have a go at this car.
Mm-hmm.
I get disappointed with people when they do a race, half a race, a lap, a corner, and go, oh, car's a load of rubbish, can't control it. It's a knack, it's a skill, it's a talent to be able to get this car around a track quickly. A skill and a talent that I never ever mustered.
No, not me.
I can get the car around the track safely. Yeah, got that talent, tick that box. But the speed just never came for me. Give it 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. If you still can't control the car, if you still think the car's a load of rubbish, then walk away, and no one's gonna say a dicky bird. But the ones that do, like I say, half a race and the car's broken, that's another one I've heard a lot.
Yeah.
This car demands seat time, it demands practice, and the guys at the top of that leaderboard are the ones that I would say 98% confidently they're the ones that do the most practice.
Yeah, I'm just going to address the Canadian Crispy Bacon's latest statement. If we were to put that information into the chat or on the screen, some of our racers watch the stream as they race, believe it or not. I don't know how they manage to drive and watch. Yeah, exactly, and listen. It would give somebody an advantage if, for instance, they were behind somebody who was on 13 points, and a little nudge gives them an extra 4, gives them a drive-through, gives them an advantage over the car that's behind them currently. So we mentioned it once, didn't we, in a race, and something happened. So since then, we have never done it again. We will refer to a number of drivers in a precarious position points-wise, as in incident points-wise, but we will never ever share on the screen or vocally while the race is running what incident points any one person has got.
Yeah, Pete rightly says it can give drivers an unfair advantage. So yeah, we don't do it. I know there are leagues out there that do it.
Really?
But yeah,
what? Crazy.
I won't mention the league, but there's one that I try and keep up with. And yeah, they mention it all the time, and you see drivers all the time taking full advantage of it. And boom, I was right.
You were as well. When it came up, I was like, "Don't say anything, Pete."
Right, so your starting grid for round 4, race 2 of the evening. Pete is going to take you through it because I haven't set the grid again.
Oh, right, okay, you're going to do that. So, Ant Woodward will be your pole man for this race because I got it wrong. For NQR Europe, I'm just going to do the names actually. Rob Venn will go off second next to him. Tony Kloosterman, he's got a good advantage here actually, off third with Tyler Newitt next to him. Those two are ones to watch, I think, right from the start. Victor Tanaka off 5th with Vincent Skilbeck next to him. That'll be a tasty battle, seeing as they were together most of the last race. Adam Wright and Bob Woodhouse on row 4. Johnny Brandon off 9th with Simon Trendle, our race winner from the last round, off 10th. Fabian Meyer off 11th with Ivan off 12th. I need to press this. I'm not very good at doing stuff together. Jamie Wilson off 13th. Shubham Vasaikar off 14th. 15th will be Phil Keck. Stephen Phillips off 16th. 17th will be Sam Blees with Stephen Walker, his teammate next to him, in 18th. 19th will be Jonathan Cole. Bram de Bois will go off 20th. We don't think we're going to see Sam Boozen, given his internet woes. And then at the back will be Old Man O'Connor off 22nd. I'm bringing up the rear of the field for this one. Right, let me click some other buttons because we need a better vantage point than I've got right there. Oh, that one's terrible as well. That'll do. There we go.
Yeah, Pete struggling with multitasking.
Yeah.
My wife says I can't multitask. However, I always say that I can listen, ignore, and forget all at the same time.
Yeah.
So what I was going to say when I thought Ant Woodward was on pole, and then I doubted myself because you doubted me, was, and Ant was going to prove me wrong here, we've seen him up front, and he's difficult to get past.
He can be, absolutely right. We've seen him be a proper one-man rolling roadblock before. In the right way, he races the car all the way it's supposed to be raced, and it can have its massive advantages.
Yes, it certainly can, although he does need some topiary on his legs. And evening to Wayne Sanderson on the chat. Lights are coming on. We're about to go green. Oh, he's not holding them today.
Oh, that was a real bad launch. Tyler.
Yeah.
Rob Venn.
Tyler or Rob.
Both of them.
Was it Rob?
Both of them. They both had terrible starts.
There's gonna be a murder.
And there is, yeah. That looked like... Why did that look like Johnny Brandon? No, it wasn't. Who was that then?
I think that was Vincent.
Oh, yeah. You were right. It looked like a black car, so I was like, it must be Johnny, and it wasn't. Okay. Oh, they're out wide, look.
Yeah, lead change already.
Oh yeah. Well, I did say Tony Kloosterman would be one to watch right at the front. Where's Victor Tanaka gone? He's flashing in and out of existence. I'm going to have to go back here because Phil Keck and Stephen Walker are together. And there's a bunch of them in front. Look at this.
Yeah, 2x2x2. It's Noah's Ark at the moment.
It is. Oh, that was a little touch. A tiny touch. A bit further forward and we'll see what's going on here. Oh, this is stacking up around Rob Venn at the moment. Rob Venn lost 9 places off the start line.
Yeah, it just bogged down, didn't it? There was just no forward momentum.
Oh, Bram! Oh, I thought he was going to collect a field full of cars.
Save.
Yeah, nice. It's hard to do that as well. Very hard to do that in this car. It's not like a front-wheel drive car where you just smash the gas.
You tend to overcorrect, don't you? And end up going around in the other direction.
Adam Wright overtaking his teammate here. Has Tyler got problems?
That looked more like a gimme, to be honest.
Right.
I'm going to guess that Tyler's had 0 or very little practice.
Okay.
I'll keep watching the battles. I'll keep an eye on what's going on at the front. But at the moment, it's still Tony Kloosterman ahead of Victor Tanaka and Woodward in third.
Tyler defending against Johnny Brandon at the moment, and he's done a good job there, actually.
Yeah, those top 8 are pretty much in a line, to be honest.
Yeah. It's a small line at the moment. It's going to get bigger, I think.
Yeah.
Johnny Brandon was nearly pushing Tyler up the hill there. And to be fair, I think that Tyler needs a hand at the minute.
Yeah, I think behind Simon Trendle in 8th, you've got Stephen Phillips in 9th, and he's followed by 72 V8s all in a line.
Yes.
And they're all vying for position. So
Sure.
we saw there, Johnny Brandon got the move done on Tyler Newitt.
Yeah, he did. And Jamie Wilson has just passed Rob Venn. Rob Venn wants it back though, look. And he was fast in that first race. I think Rob Venn might be one to watch in this one.
Yeah, nice to see Jamie Wilson and Phil Keck fully dressed for this race.
For now. Right, Victor Tanaka. In fact, Tony Klusterman's got a two-man defence.
Yes.
So whilst Victor's not sporting the colours of the other cars, he's in the council paint for some reason on mine. I'll sort that out for next race.
No, he hasn't uploaded paint.
So. Oh right, okay. He is in the same team as the car in front of him, Tony Klusterman. So he's playing rear gunner. Ant Woodward, who is the car behind, and we were watching his feet off the line, and his feet are back again. He's part of the Europe version of NQR.
Is there somewhere that does leg hair topiary?
Yeah, but I don't go there.
Or should we send Stacey something?
Yeah.
You know,
Like
next time
trimmers.
he's drunk and he passes out, can you do us a favour?
Yeah, strimmer.
I'm sure you could get BSTV written in leg hair somewhere there.
Yeah, too right. Johnny Brandon doing Johnny Brandon things and overtaking Adam very, well, easily. I don't know whether it was a let go, I'm not sure.
It didn't look like a let go.
No,
but
it was well positioned.
There wasn't a lot of defence, was there?
No.
Or for our American viewers, defence.
So here comes Simon Trendle. That in front of him is Bob Woodhouse, and we know that Bob is fast. So this will be a massive overtake if he manages it.
Again, no defence.
No, made it look easy, really, and we know it's not.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with 5 minutes into a 1 hour race.
Yeah.
So, what's the point in defending too hard, blocking? But I don't know. Heat of the moment. Sometimes you can't help it, and we just don't seem to be seeing a lot of it.
Ant Woodward there, beautiful on the brakes. We can see his feet in the inset picture there. He's doing a good job of defending here. So he's the third defence or second defence rather, for Tony Klusterman up front at the moment.
Yeah, it's all over now.
Oh, and he's letting two go here. Oh, that's a bit of a door bash from Adam.
Yeah, to be honest, that was Johnny opened the door, and Adam followed him through.
Simon Trendle doing the same, round the outside of maybe two cars. That was risky, wasn't it? Good grief.
It was, yeah.
I mean, that NQR car's never going to know he's coming there.
Yeah, Ant was busy defending from Tyler, wasn't he? Simon just took that opportunity to nip round the outside.
But even on your relative, you wouldn't be expecting the car two behind you to thread that needle like that. That was so risky.
Yeah, that could have easily ended in tears.
What's going on here? What is going on here? That's got to be too early.
That has got to be a fuel under... Why would you under fuel in the feature race?
Because you're on previous races' fuel?
Yeah, but even then, you've still got enough fuel to do half a race.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Is this... Can you get there by fuel saving? After just 5 laps and 7 minutes? Surely not.
I'm going to have a look and see if I've got some inside information.
Right, so some things to call out here. Stephen Phillips up and whopping, and I mean whopping 8 places already. That's impressive. He's currently got lots of attention from Jamie Wilson, as Graham Dubois has just passed Sam Blease for 18th place. That's way behind these guys at the moment.
So
Jamie's just slung it out of that corner. That's beautiful. That's lovely. Nice.
Something happened with Victor because that was a pit and quit.
Oh!
So whether that was a technical issue or whether that was something is going on.
Oh, Jamie! Sorry.
Or whether he just needed a poo. I don't know.
Well, we've seen people do that before. Right, so we've lost Victor, and obviously Sambu's never started, so just quantify what's on your screens, folks, if you are joining us recently.
We're going to get a battle, Pete, that we haven't seen for a while.
What's that?
Tony Kloosterman and Johnny Brandon.
Ooh. It's got a little way before we get to it. This is 1.1 seconds behind at the moment. I thought Jamie Wilson had got this done on Stephen Phillips, but he didn't. Stephen's done a great job of defending this one. It's still going on.
Yeah, Rob then just put a move on Fabian in the distance.
Yeah, he's got it done. And Stephen Walker having a much better drive than in his previous one. He's obviously learnt from race one.
Yeah, we're only 9 minutes in.
This is very true, but he is up 6 places. Lane O'Connor also up 6 places, but obviously from further back, and a much delayed Vincent Skillbeck in front of him. That nearly ended in tears. Lots of locking up behind him there.
Vincent's got some pace tonight as well.
He really has.
It's
I
a
think
shame that incident at the start.
Very much so.
I don't think we actually went back and had a look at it, did we?
No, we didn't. We will do. But we're going to look at this first.
You all? I'm going to turn here. No, I'm not.
Yeah, so that was Adam getting that rather wrong.
Yeah. Not much of a gap between the chasing pack, so that's cost him a lot of positions. That's put him down to 7th position.
Yeah. Just behind him is this battle still raging between Jamie Wilson and Stephen Phillips.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson with a Clio win.
Yeah.
His name.
Vincent Skillback has just put Shubham Vasaikar behind him as he makes his way very rapidly back through the field. I'll go and see if I can find his incident.
Yeah, luckily for Vincent, they're all close-ish together.
Yep.
He's just done.
Wow. Fabian was well out of shape. This is gonna.
Look at this.
This is gonna bottle up. This is gonna bottle up. Oh.
Vincent must be looking at that in the rearview mirror, thinking, "I'm glad I'm in front of that lot."
Yeah, and he's just got through it. Oh, Ivan got his braking wrong there. I think he's waiting as well. He's waiting to let Shubham get going again.
Shubham managed to hold on to that really well.
Yeah, he's probably got whiplash, but
yeah. His eyeballs are probably now in the back of his head.
Yeah. It's easily done though in this car, isn't it?
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, I did it last night. You're so far under the boot lid of the car in front, you can't even see your brake marker. Thankfully, I didn't annihilate anybody last night, and here we are, Clyde.
Yeah, we knew it was coming. There you go. There's a defence.
Yeah, that's a proper defence, isn't it? Nail it to the right-hand line. He's let him go. He's not had a bar of that.
Yeah.
Or has he? Johnny's sent it way over in there.
Yeah, Johnny missed.
Come on, Tony, make a fight of this for the fans. Come on. Now, you're Tony Kloosterman, and you've got Simon Trendle behind you. Do you, A, let Simon go in the hopes that he and Johnny make a battle out of it and take each other out, Or B, defend because you want to finish second.
Option A every time.
Yep, I would as well.
If you turn Cleason and you fight Simon Trendle with 45 minutes still to go,
Yeah.
you are basically going to slow yourself down, and you're going to bring Tyler Newitt, Bob Woodhouse, Ant Woodward, Adam Wright, Jamie Wilson, Stephen Phillips all into that same battle.
Yeah, definitely.
If you find the right opportunity on track to let him slip past you, you've then got two fast cars in front of you that you can try and keep up with as long as you possibly can, whilst increasing the gap to fourth place, also knowing that those two are going to fight.
Yeah.
And if they have an accident, there's a gift.
So this has been a lovely sequence of pairs of cars getting together. Jamie Wilson's very racy in this one. Simon's right back up front. Wow. That's from Canadian Crispy Bacon.
Well, I had to redo the windscreen banners today, and I was sorely tempted to accidentally mix up Wilson and Trendle, so that we could congratulate Jamie on winning a V8 race.
Yeah.
And then when Simon obviously complains about it, we can show him the windscreen banner and go, look, it says Wilson, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. Right, so that was Bram Dubois. Not happy with Vincent for something there. Don't know whether he thought that Vincent purposefully came off the gas. Not sure.
Yeah, didn't really see a great deal, but
No, not really.
we don't see everything. Just 99.9% of things.
Yeah. I've still not had an opportunity, Clyde, to go and have a look at the very start with Vincent and see how he ended up in the kitty litter. Here comes Jamie of the Wilson, and that's a great run. He's got that car tuned in now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Nothing like the first race at all. Oh, he's got contact there though. Did you see the crumple zone on the side of the car going?
Yeah. It was a bit of a weird one.
I think that was the old solid air, that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not caused performance damage. Doesn't look like it at the minute. So we'll go forward to this battle. Adam Wright chasing down Bob Woodhouse.
Yeah, front two are almost together.
Yeah, half a second, excuse me, still to go there. Ebbing and flowing. Adam Wright on the wrong line, going up the hill. Oh, and doing a bit of a wheel spin at the top just for fun. He's dropped back off Bob Woodhouse there. Stephen Phillips, though, he's having a much better race than the first one.
To be honest, he couldn't really have had a worse one.
No,
could he?
not at
He
all.
Just wasn't, we said in the first race he wasn't there in practice, quali or race one, so it could only get better for him, and it certainly is.
Next question.
As well as, sorry, go on.
Next question for you, Clyde, is who's driving Lane's car? Because he's up 8 places from the start.
Do you know what? We take the mickey out of Lane.
We do, yeah.
He's not a bad driver. He's had some really, really good results in this series.
Yeah, he has.
Obviously not recently, because he hasn't been with us for a couple, maybe 3 seasons. But yeah, he's not a bad driver. He's not going to set fire to the timing tower, but he's definitely capable of decent results. He's got decent racecraft. But he's now got Vincent Skilbeck crawling all over his rear end. That's not going to be easy to defend because, in the nicest possible way, we've already seen Vincent doesn't mind sending it from a distance.
No, it's the
to be
Scots
fair,
way, isn't it? If you know what I mean. It's take your
yeah,
opportunities, whether they're there or not. Sometimes.
you know what, mate? I have got no issues with that as long as you get the car woed up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's when you barrel it in from 3 postcodes away and smash into the car that's already taking the corner. That's when I get umbrage with it. But
Yeah.
if you get it stopped, that's all well and good.
I think Lane's probably put quite a few laps around here on this car this week because he is mega rapid tonight, isn't he? You can see how he just eats away at other people's leads over him. I mean, he's out of position, I get that, but oh, maybe not. He just sailed it too far into that one, but never mind.
Yeah, who's that in front? Is that Fabian in front of them?
It is, yeah, Fabian, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still wagging the dog. So, I think that the pit window is now open for anybody that wants to make an early stop.
Right, okay. I tell you what, Stephen Walker has definitely picked up some learning from that previous race, definitely.
Yeah, it was another one I was about to mention before
Right.
you asked me the question about Lane.
Oh, okay.
You said it. What was we 9 minutes in, something like that?
Yeah,
And I
it was,
said,
yeah.
There's a long way to go. We're now almost 20 minutes in, and he's still there in 11th place. So, to be fair, it doesn't take long to learn that you've got bad habits in this car and you can't drive it like every other car you've driven. And the clever drivers work that out straight away and do better in the next race.
Oh, no. I think he's straightening him up there, I think.
He's trying to.
Yeah, or is he? Not sure what's going on there exactly.
I honestly thought he tried to straighten him up.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, we've seen that with drivers in the past, haven't we?
Yeah.
And he's waited. So you can only kind of applaud that, if you know what I mean. I honestly think he was trying to straighten him up.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to nudge him to his right front to get the car pointing forwards again.
Yeah. Just to prove that we weren't talking nonsense. So this is Stephen Walker on Rob Venn, and we know Rob Venn's fast from the first race, so gets that slipstream later on the brakes and softer on the brakes. That's nice, I like that. That was good.
Yeah, good move. And the thing with this car, a bit like what we was talking about in the interval, I believe Fabian has driven it before, so no issues there. I don't think Stephen or Sam have driven this car before.
No, I don't think so.
And these two races will either put them off for life, or they'll go, that's what all the fuss is about with this car.
Yeah.
This car is not going to beat me. I'm going to beat this car, and they will be back for more.
Well, right now, I think Stephen Walker's in the second of those choices because he must see the massive delta between his first race performance and this one, because he's doing brilliantly this time.
Yeah, he's got a little way now before he can catch Stephen Phillips, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, 4 seconds is his gap.
Yeah.
Oh, God!
Oh, that was Lane. I
It
believe.
really was. Lane in a mega spectacular way. It's not come up on my... now it has. Sorry. I don't know what is going on with my kit tonight. SDK is late. OBS won't respond. Right. So he's offline. Way offline. Oh. Don't know.
First look racing incident. That's first look.
Yeah.
Lane got round the corner, and then it looked like his car was going right when it should have been going left. Just there.
Yeah, you're right. It was.
And then that's when the touch happened.
Yeah.
There wasn't a touch previous to that.
It's almost like he oversteered it. We've got a visitor to pit road. It's Jonathan Cole.
Yeah, like I say, I do believe pit lane is open.
He's in there somewhere, honest. There he is.
Which throws up the question with the Geo boys, or the Geo boy and the Rent boy.
Yeah.
What do they know about pit stops in this car? I'm sure everyone would have told them, do take tyres.
Yeah.
But are they going to play it safe? Are they just going to go for that, let's get halfway and pit? Have they tried to work out some tactics? Are they going to start seeing other drivers pit and go, well, I wasn't planning on pitting, but everybody else is, so I'm pitting?
Yeah, any of that could be.
Yeah.
Could be true. This is Bob Woodhouse closing in on Tyler, and he's been closing in for quite a few laps now.
Yeah, we've had a couple of un-Tyler drives tonight. I genuinely believe that he hasn't had any practice. I think he's been moving house and I don't know, hopefully tidying his bedroom up because that was always in a mess. So I don't think he's had much in the way of seat time. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just, you know what Tyler's like with fuel saving? Maybe he's just driving to a number. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he wasn't Tyler Rapid in race 1, was he? So
no. Jonathan Cole's been in pit road for a very long time.
yeah, possibly some optional repairs that he's taking. You never know, do you?
No, first of our big boys though, Bob Woodhouse.
Yeah, and to be fair, if you're going to do something different, be the first one to do it different.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I mean, we've seen, I think it was Simon Trundle last time stayed out a very long time, didn't he? Or it might have been Johnny, I can't remember which one it was, one of them did. It served them well, but we've also seen the Nemela effect in full effect in the past, haven't we? So
yes, these two, the gap has been fairly steady between half a second and 1.3 for the last, what lap are we on? 15, probably about the last 10 laps.
yeah.
Evening to younger Rent Boy Junior on the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point he's made there, actually. It wasn't typical Geo overtake, was it? Because he didn't actually wipe him off the track.
Yeah, or smash him out of the way. You know, there's all sort of tactics those boys use.
Yeah. So Bram Dubois is closing in on Sam Blees quite rapidly now. He's got the toe, of course. That's massively in his favour.
Although, to be fair, Pete, in this league, you know, if he was to drive like that, there's quite a few drivers in here that would take you around the back of the track and knock some talent into you.
They would, actually, yes. They really would. So we've got Tony Gleeson, Twinkle Toes, and Rob Venn in the pits at the minute.
Yeah, that's slightly short of halfway, so that's for me that's a safety pit stop. They're not really trying anything tactically.
Yeah. Oh, no!
Again, see, that's what can happen in this car.
Yeah. I think that was Sam's issue, really, wasn't it?
No, I think it was Tony. I think Tony.
No, it was Bram. That was. I think.
Bram. Sorry, I think Bram just lost the rear end.
Right.
And it slapped into Sam. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but.
Let's go again with this. So massive slipstream. Oh yeah, of course it was Bram because he was ahead by the time he got to the corner. Yeah, it's me being stupid again.
But whether he lost it under braking or lost
He's
it...
gone shallow. He's gone shallow into the corner.
And here...
Yes.
Yeah. not really anything anybody could have done about that. Like I
No,
say,
not
the
really.
back end of the car got loose, and Sam just unfortunately was there.
Right then, let's see. Top two are separated by 0.7 of a second.
Yeah, it's not changing.
Now, if you were Simon Trendle, you'd be using that tow to your advantage and saving a bag full of fuel.
Yeah, it's two ways of doing it, isn't it? Stephen Phillips is in the pits. You could either say, as you just said, if I was Simon Trendle, I would be saving all this fuel and hopefully getting a shorter pit stop out of it. Or you could be me and say, if I was Simon Trendle, I would be pitting now
Yeah.
and trying to get some fast laps in whilst Johnny is still on old tyres.
So, Shubham reversing into his pit box, but he's got no boot.
Yeah.
That's going to affect his downforce a little, isn't it?
Well, it'll affect his shopping.
Yeah. It's a good job it's not raining, really, isn't it?
Rain is coming.
The rain is coming, apparently. It's been coming for years, Clyde.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll put me in the ground by the time we get rain on iRacing.
We can't wait for our first wet race.
Can you imagine how funny that'll be?
It's going to be absolutely hilarious.
Can you imagine rain in these cars? Do they race in the rain in Australia in these things? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah?
There you go. Johnny Brandon peels off into the pits.
Yeah, and leaves a nice open
His
track for
roof
Simon.
there. So, what's going to happen now? We'll have to keep an eye on lap times once Johnny's out of the pits, unless Simon ducks straight in at the end of this lap. But you would expect Simon would be trying to run it dry now.
Yeah, you would, definitely. Adam Wright to pit road. Ooh, everybody's decided that this lap is a good lap.
Well, it's halfway.
Yeah, oh, yeah, of course, yeah. That's Bram Dubois in front of him. In front of Ivan, that is, of course. It's an unusual way to take your pit box, isn't it? At such an angle.
Geo boys would love a red flag now.
I'm sure. Most Geo boys would be the cause of the red flag now. Tony Klusterman, fastest lap of the race, just put in. I should put that up on the timing screen, really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it's Johnny Brandon. Johnny Brandon's laps and Simon Trendle's laps now, because if Johnny is going quicker, Simon will be obviously losing time every single lap he stays out.
Yeah, I'm just joining him now because I didn't know whether he'd peel straight into the pits, and he has.
And he has. Yeah, he's covered that off.
Yep. Now, has he saved any fuel behind Johnny Brandon just for those? What was that? Probably about 14 laps of the 19 that he's doing. Behind him, and not far behind him actually, is Tyler. Where is Johnny Brandon? There he is.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson has stayed out. He's looks like he's either running long or just wants that point for leading a lap.
Well, you wouldn't turn it away, would you? Points are everything, aren't they? So, Johnny Brandon round. Is Simon Trendle rolling yet? He's down off the jacks and he's moving. There comes Johnny. Simon's doing this, is he? Is he? Is he? Is that overspeed too much? It is. Oh, is it? Oh!
Should get it now,
Ooh.
yeah.
I don't know. Oh, there's going to be cold tyres on that Chimera.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Yeah. Canadian Crispy Bacon says it's interesting to see that when they're in the pits, it shows the distance and the time on the timing tower. It kind of alternates between the two, but yeah, certainly helps me out. Right, so we're as we were at the front, really, aren't we? Well, I say the front. These guys are pitted. There's others in front of them.
Will be the front.
Yeah. There we go. Jamie Wilson to pit road. Gives up the lead.
Dirty mark on the left-hand side of his car.
I'm sure he'll get that buffed out. Stephen Walker follows him to pit road. Phil Keck. Was he going to go for a point? Go on, Phil. Go on. There you go, Phil Keck gets a point for leading the lap. Good lad. Sam Blease to pit road. Oh, nearly to pit road. Good grief. What was that all about? Heavy braking.
Sam Blease to pit wall.
That's class. Oh, God, I nearly missed this.
Yeah, these two are going to be at it now, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. You can tell by the... I was going to say body language, it's the car language, isn't it? Tony Kloosterman is not that far behind, 5 seconds.
No, and he's done exactly what we were saying at the start. You know, he's let them both go, and then he's just stayed there in third place. He's not managed to keep up with them, but
No.
if something happens between them, the win is there for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's got Bob Woodhouse very close to him. It's his own sister team mate, as it were.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that to be a particularly ferocious fight if it happens.
No.
Let me have a look at incident points.
I think it's been a lot cleaner than the last one.
It certainly has. We
Yeah.
only have one driver in double figures.
Right, okay. It has felt a much more controlled approach. I think a lot of people got caught out with the bunching in that first race, and just getting to grips with this track and this car in certain people. Adam Wright has found Tyler again. Simon Trendle is keeping Johnny Brandon very honest, Clyde.
Yeah, although I can't remember which way round it was, but one of them said that the other one was a lot better than them on older tyres.
Do you know what? I've no idea either.
Yeah.
There's many sleeps since the last one, so... Phil Keck still leading this race. Good lad. There he is. He's almost a full pit stop behind.
Where is he on track? Yes, he really, really wants to pit this time round, doesn't he?
I think so, because he's going to get mired up with these two if he doesn't.
Yeah, otherwise he's going to be losing time with these two. Sam Blease is back in the pits.
I'm sure Simon Trendle will be... Oh, Spencer McCarthy's just subscribed to our YouTube channel. After how many years, Spencer?
Really?
Yeah, according to my screen, anyway. Right, so... Phil Keck, what are you doing? He stays out! Does he? Oh, I don't know. No, he's peeled off. Right, there we go.
That's an absolute perfect choice.
Right, let's do
Sam
a bit of
Blease
this.
hit pits again.
Johnny's gone defensive.
I think I know what's going on with Spencer.
Go on.
Didn't he have a really stupid YouTube name?
Oh, maybe, was it Ramibu?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Ram it up me poo or something. And I think, maybe he's decided to be an adult.
Yeah, maybe. This is certainly an interesting battle, given that it's for the top spot. I mean, they'll be loving this, right? Johnny,
That's why they turn up.
yeah, it is. Oh, Phil Keck coming out of the pits now. He's dropped into 15th place after leading for two or three laps. Johnny Brandon will be loving this at the minute because he's ahead. And Tony Walker says this is fun. It's always fun until someone gets hurt.
Yeah. Talking about childish YouTube names.
Tigger woo woo.
Yeah, I told you it was Ramipu something.
Yeah.
So Spencer McCarthy has now got a double subscription, so he's got to pay double.
Yeah, twice. Yeah, definitely. So these four cars, I think, are going to end up together by the end.
I think Bob Woodhouse is quicker than Tony Kloosterman.
Right, you reckon there's a multi-21 coming?
Well, I don't know. I think if they don't, then Tyler and Adam have got a chance of beating both of them.
Right.
If they do, I think Tony can then run tail gunner, and I think that swap has just happened.
Yes, it did.
There you go.
I was watching two battles that were on at the same time. Three now, because this is happening.
Yeah, I fully expect Bob Woodhouse to drive away now, and Tony is going to have to try and keep Tyler and Adam at bay for as long as he can.
Yeah, that was a start-finish overtake for... we're doing it again, are we? Fabian on Bram. That was Jamie getting past Ant Woodward.
Simon Trendle has got past Johnny Brandon.
Oh. When did that happen? Oh, there.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you when it was going on because you was in the middle of other battles.
Yeah. So, a cut back and a lock up. Well, a lock up, then a cut back. Yeah.
Yeah, and just a better drive off.
He's got nearly a second already.
Yeah, it's... You can wear your stuff out defending.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I told you these four would get together. I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, I expected Bob Woodhouse to be a bit further ahead, to be honest. But I genuinely believe as well that Adam is a bit quicker than Tyler. But whether Adam's going to do what we see him do in race 1, where Tyler opens the door and Adam follows him through.
Tyler's got a better line out of that massive right-hander.
Yeah, Chris Jackson is asking for the track temp. Don't give it to him because he's been ribbing us on the chat.
Is he really?
Yeah, just let him wonder.
You can't have it then.
804 degrees.
Centigrade.
Yeah, real temperature.
Real temperature, not the freedom units of Fahrenheit.
I'm actually surprised Canada don't use the metric system as we own them.
That's funny, our viewership just plummeted, Clyde. I don't know why. Why is that?
I'm only joking. We love you, really.
We'll let them have their independence one day, won't we?
Well, yeah. Can't beat the North Americans.
No.
Right, I think Tony's doing a stellar job at the moment.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Oh, he was. How do you curse them that easy, you know? going to have red hot tyres and he's going into a braking zone. Is he going to manage to get back past?
Yeah, but
No, he hit the curb.
Left, so
Adam's going to try and thread the needle, and he's not going to manage it yet. This, folks, is fourth.
It was something very interesting there. I don't know whether you saw it. Tyler tapped the brakes mid-apex.
Right.
Now, I don't know whether that was for security or whether that was to stop Tony on the apex to give Adam a run.
Maybe. Oh, Tyler's
just
it.
Locked up.
He's gone off track and everything. Oh, he's going to lose 3 places. 4 places. Right. Gather yourself together, Tyler. Adam is the big winner here, I think. And it's only 2 seconds to Bob Woodhouse for him. That's what he'll be thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I expected Bob to... That gap between Bob and Tony was purely because of Tony's mistake. Tony was keeping pace with him up till then.
Yeah. I mean, there's distinctly 2 races here, isn't there? Because beyond Bob Woodhouse, there's 11.5 seconds of free air to him to get to Johnny Brandon.
Yeah, just over 15 minutes to go, and I thought Simon Trendle was driving away from Johnny Brandon, but he's not.
No, Johnny's gathered himself together now and
yeah,
ready to put on some pressure, I think. Phil Keck's back here now. I showed Phil's car before just to prove that it did exist with a bonnet attached, and it's still got the bonnet attached.
Yeah, as is Jamie Wilson. Strange.
Ooh, who's that? Vincent's pit road. Was he the one on Mega? Oh, he was hot in as well.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That could be.
It is. Because he'd have peeled into his box by now, I think.
No, I'll tell you what that is. That's
What?
a drive of shame.
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, that's what I meant, rather. Right, away he goes again.
It looks like he got away with that at the entrance to pit lane.
Right.
So,
oh, no.
We've got another drive of shame coming up.
Is it for this boy?
It certainly is.
So what's happened here? He's going quite slow. Oh, he's over-rotated it, and then he's going to whip it round. He's gone the wrong way here. Oh, he's just donutting now. Okay. There we go, he's back running anyway. Yeah, and he's gone to pit road. Right, to the leaders. Oh, this is a replay.
Yeah, and Woodward fancies a bit of Tyler New here.
He does. That's going to come to a boil in a minute, as will whatever's going on here. These 3 cars, Tyler and Woodward. No, wrong way. Tyler, Jamie, Tony and Adam, I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's probably going to help Adam out because Jamie's going to put Tony under pressure. I'm sure Tony's going to defend that one.
Yeah.
Which will allow Adam to get his head down and try and chase down Bob Woodhouse for that 3rd step of the podium.
Yeah, Bob Woodhouse just locked up massively going around that last corner. That will make Adam very interested. Jamie Wilson. Someone's lit a fire under him for this race. This is good stuff. And Phil Keck really sorted himself out this time as well.
Yeah, he's going to have some of the newest tyres in the field, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
But what can he do with them?
They're only 7 laps old, and he's bearing down on Bram de Bois very, very quickly.
Yeah, as we've seen in the past, though, it's corner exit, isn't it, where those newer tyres make all the difference.
Yep.
Just getting that traction down and driving and just drive past the car in front of you because they're going nowhere. So gap at
Nice
the
line
front,
from Jamie. Nice line.
Yeah.
Sorry.
gap at the front is stable, just keeping everybody up to date. No real challenge up there, so this is the battle to be watching.
Yeah, I was wondering whether Jamie had damage, and he does on the left-hand side of the car.
Jamie pitted a bit later as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Yeah, lap 19. Car in front of him, Tony, lap 15. He might get this done if he can stay there, right there. No, he got wheel spin.
No, yeah.
So I'm just going to head back to the other battle that we were looking at before.
Keck's car looking very clean in this race.
Certainly is. Here we go again, into the braking zone for turn 1 for Jamie Wilson and Tony Kloosterman, but nothing happening this go.
No, we know Jamie Wilson well. He won't force it.
No.
He will either work on setting Tony up or pounce on a Tony mistake. It won't be a lick it and send it.
That's a nice line again. He did this last time. He's got a good line through there, but he ends up on the wrong side of Tony's car and he nearly spins it. Nearly did a Tyler, to be honest. That was what Tyler did.
I think he was going to try the undercut there.
Right, yeah.
Cut back and go up underneath him, but the rear tyres went, nope, no, none of that.
Yeah, I think Shubham's lack of rear end there meant that Vincent had a bit of an easy time getting past him.
Yeah, and Vincent is on brand new tyres, isn't he?
Yeah. Tom Blees has not come back out of the pits yet, so hopefully he's not too despondent about where he's finished and joins us again in the future, because he's one of those people that once he gets good at a car, he'll absolutely smash it.
Yeah. Yeah, and he, he can take heart from teammate Stephen Walker, who's up there in 10th place.
Yeah, top 10 finish on your debut out in this car. Very good going. Here we go, Phil Keck, under brakes, nice new tyres. Nope, not having it.
No.
Got squirrely.
No, too much on the brakes.
Yeah.
So Johnny Brandon up the front just tried to mount a little charge on Simon Trendle. Started to get a bit closer, but he's now back to just under a second behind.
Yeah.
And he just threw one into a corner and he's lost a shed load of time there.
Well, we've only got, 8 minutes?
Yeah, 7.5 to go. Phil Keck still working over Bram Dubois.
Yeah,
Jamie Wilson still working over Tony Kloosterman.
Yeah, these two seem very balanced. Very even performance here. So he's left it, which is the right thing to do. Yeah, racing incident 100% of the time.
Yeah, he was almost there.
Yeah,
Almost.
almost.
Just not quite.
It's what you call a learning experience, I think.
Yeah.
Just going to leave you on this for a second.
Yeah, hopefully drivers learn from their mistakes and don't just keep repeating the same mistake, although I'm sure he did that one on the last lap. That's purely just heavy braking. You can get away with it, but you probably need to dial some front bias in if you're going to hit the brakes that hard. This car really does like the brake pedal to be modulated. So you go, oh, big mistake from Bram there. This is going to give Phil a run. Can he get it stopped? That's the question. And the answer is yes, he can. Just should be able to hold on to this. So coming up on the right, he's got to stick round the outside, and then he's going to get a left. At which point he might be able to get it done. Bram sensibly taking a very wide line, gets a real good run out of that corner. It's another left, then it's a right, and then it's a drag down the shorter straight. So well defended there from Bram.
Yeah, he's doing good, isn't he?
There's a couple of opportunities in that sequence for Phil to shut the door, get it done and dusted, but it didn't happen. So we'll go again.
Yeah, and Tony Kloosterman is getting in close company at the minute with a couple of cars. Yeah, he's just sliding the front a little, isn't he, Phil?
Yeah, I think he's probably cooked his tyres a bit. He's had a couple of lock-ups, some slidey moments whilst trying to get past Bram.
Yeah.
We all know that really doesn't help your tyres, but he's still in this battle. They're both still in this battle. He's got this run again. Now, last time, he braked too late. Is he going to learn from that mistake? He certainly is.
Yes. He's learned that one. He's done that now, I think.
Yeah. That's what he could have done on the last lap, but he just overcooked his braking and ran wide and let Bram back in again.
Yeah. Right, let me go and have a look at this. Which is Tony with Jamie closing him down again.
Yeah, I've seen some lock-ups from Tony. He's not defending hard, but he's driving hard in defence.
Yeah.
Gap at the front is 1.3 seconds, so nothing going on there at the moment with 3 minutes left to run.
Did you see Chimera's Clio paint yesterday, by the way?
I did, yes.
That's brilliant. Brandon's Bistro. With the sub on the side, that's class.
Yeah. Although the story was actually a panini.
Was it a panini, was it? Right,
Yeah.
okay. We'll forgive them that much, won't we? Because that was funny. That's a nice line again from Jamie. He's got a good line round that corner. Gives him a good run, but Tony's defensive line is just too good, isn't it?
Yes. And he's doing everything right. He's backing Jamie up on the apex of the corner, not letting him get that good run out. He's a wily old fox, is Mr. Kloosterman.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the old, obviously.
Of course. Just ahead of these guys, Adam Wright and Bob Woodhouse are getting slowly together. I don't think it'll come to much because I think we've only got 2 laps left, Clyde.
Yeah, I think, looking at the times, our leader is going to get the white flag this time.
Where the hell is Barney on this track?
I don't know.
He'll be on the right somewhere, yeah?
Gotta be.
I don't see him.
Yeah, no, I didn't see him either, but yeah, I fully expect this to be the final lap.
So if Jamie's going to do anything about Tony Klusterman, this is it. This straight here, he wasn't too clever onto it. Tony's gone like down the pit road nearly. He was that far to the right then, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're going to see some sturdy defence on this lap, I think.
Yeah, Jamie's got him in a good place for an overtake. Bram Dubois and Phil Keck just keep exchanging places at the minute. But Phil has managed to get in front now.
Yeah, nothing going on up the front. 1.9 second gap.
I'm trying to think where else. That battle ahead of them is getting a bit hot now as well. So I think we're going to have to watch. Ooh, crikey, Simon, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah, he's all right. He's got time to play with. 2 more right-hand turns and he's home free.
Yeah. Trying to watch the times for the battles behind.
Yeah, so it's going to be 4 wins on the trot at the start of the season for Simon Trendle.
And Johnny Brandon over the line in second, under some pressure right at the end. Bob Woodhouse.
Yeah, he should be able to hold on to this, provided he doesn't go out wide on the exit. No, that was just about perfect. So, podium for Bob Woodhouse.
Yeah, Adam comes home behind ahead of these two, Tony and Jamie. And then Ant Woodward. It's a pretty good result for Ant. Started in second place, ended up 7th. Didn't drop too many. Stephen Phillips has done well, up 7 places, but not as well as this boy. Stephen Walker, up 8 places, Clyde.
Yeah, I think he would have enjoyed that one a lot more than he would have done the first race. Obviously learnt a lot. And yeah, a cracking result to, like you say, top 10 in your debut against this class of field. Bodes well for the future if he's going to carry on racing this car.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. And then
until next time out, when we do an endurance at Willow Springs and everything changes.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. Right, so we've got Fabian has brought his car home in 12th place for this feature race. 1 position worse than his other race. That's a good event, really, for Fabian, I'd say.
Yes, again on debut. I say I don't think it's the first time he's driven the car, but you know, having some I rating and looking like you can handle yourself to actually putting the car on the track and putting your money where your mouth is are 2 different things, and I think he's done very, very well for a debut run.
Yep, agree. Bram Dubois got pipped at the end there by Phil Keck after that long battle. Right, we have officially gone official. So as long as SDK does the right thing now. There we go.
There we go. So, round 4. I'm well ahead of myself there. Season 14 was what I was going to say. Round 4, the feature race. Another win, 4 on the trot. Opening 4 races of the season, all won by Simon Trendle, Team Chimera. Second, Johnny Brandon, XVR OAPs, and third, Bob Woodhouse for NQR Europe. Fourth was Adam Wright, BSTV Esports Green, and fifth was Tony Kloosterman for NQR North America. Sixth, Jamie Wilson, Team Chimera, and seventh, Ant Woodward for NQR Europe. Tyler Newitt was eighth for BSTV Esports Green. Stephen Phillips ninth for Dashhound Racing. 10th on debut, Stephen Phillips for Geodesic. Stephen Phillips. Stephen Walker. Too many Stevens for Geodesic Racing. 11th, Rob Venn for BSTV Esports Green. Then we have a couple of privateers. 12th, Fabian Mayer, and 13th, Phil Keck. Bram Dubois 14th for NQR Europe, and Vincent Skilbeck 15th for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Shaban Vataika in 16th for Hydra Race Racing Forces. 17th was Ivan Batmans for Track Velocity Racing. 18th, Sam Blees, Geodesic Racing. 19th, Old Man O'Connor for XVR OAPs. And Privateer Jonathan Cole was 20th. 21st was Victor Tanaka. We have no idea what happened there. And he rounds out your grid because Sam Boozin didn't start the race. So, Pete, another... It was all action, but again, it was as clean as can be.
Yeah.
The couple of dubious contacts we saw, the drivers stopped and gave the place back, which is all we ask. I think on the whole, a cracking couple of races tonight on a track that I'm not particularly in love with. But Simon Trendle, he's setting that bar high, isn't he?
He is. It's funny that the first four positions in the second race there are exactly the same order as the current standings before these two races. So, we've said it before, the cream does rise to the top in the longer races, and that's definitely happened here at Barcelona. And yes, he has set a massively high bar, but then so is Johnny Brandon. He's keeping him honest all the way through. I think they're both enjoying racing one another. Pretty sure that Johnny Brandon is going to have wished it was the other way round in that feature race. But yeah, it's when those two were head and shoulders 16 seconds ahead of everybody else. I think that is going to be a battle that rages for the full season, I think.
Yeah, and Johnny's. I'm not taking anything away from Simon, but Johnny has been out of the car for 12 months, so he's only going to get quicker, isn't he?
I would say so. Yeah, I'm running this slow because at some point in this little bit we're going to see what happened to Vincent because I never got to go and see it again. But yeah, Johnny's doing a good job of sticking with him. Given the fact that he has been out of the car for such a long time, like you say. It's not an easy car, I don't expect, to just drop back into and race. We'll know about that if Chris Jackson ever sorts his life out and gets back racing with us, right?
Not happening.
Not happening, no. Under the entire hand, yeah? Not just the thumb.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. So,
Whoa!
That was netcode of enormous proportions.
Yeah, but, netcode and nobody was near him.
Yeah.
That was really weird.
I mean, you could have driven another car between them, to be fair.
Yeah, I looked at that and thought, somebody must have clobbered him the way he went round, but
Apparently not.
No. All right, so shall we get these interviews underway? And I'll tell you what, I'll let you go first, and I'll let you take our double race winner again, Simon Trendle.
Good evening, Simon. Good evening, yeah. So, brilliant night's racing, right? Double victory and some proper tussles along the way. Johnny kept you honest in both races, really, didn't he?
Yeah, great fun. I loved it. I mean, it's even better than I wanted.
Yeah.
It's payback for the Clios, but love that. I don't like the track, so having a good race on it makes a change.
Yes, I think there's a few that share that view. I've just noticed that Heat 1 and Heat 2, so both our races finished in the same order for the top 4.
Yes.
I didn't realise that was identical, and it's identical to the current lead standings, championship standings. Don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But no, sorry, that was a complete segue into something completely different. But yes, what a masterful performance, and done on track. You overtook him on track. Did you manage to save any fuel while you were following him around for the first half of the second race?
Only a small amount because he was
Right.
pushing quite hard. We'd obviously broken through the pack a lot quicker than I was expecting, actually, because I was sat in 8th, I think, after like the first lap.
Mhm.
One car behind Johnny, and I was just like, okay, I can sit here. I'm okay. As long as he's in sight, I'm okay. And then he started getting past all the cars. I was like, shit, I need to do something about this now. I think I got lucky because they had a bit of a side-by-side in front of me, and I got past 2 of them in one corner.
Yes. Yeah, we saw
Which
that
was
one.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just a case of keeping up with him. I didn't want to pit before him because I didn't want him on behind me on new tyres, which is why I went the extra lap.
Ah, okay.
To be honest, I was surprised that I came out alongside him. I genuinely thought I was going to be 2 seconds back, so that was a big surprise to me. And yeah, following here is really hard. We were just talking about it before you rang me in that the around the long corners, the aero push just it kills your tyres, kills your momentum, and you just end up dying. So I wasn't trying to get too close to him before the pit stop, and then after the pit stop, I thought I've got to make the move as reasonably quickly as I can. He got held up a couple of times by back markers or people who hadn't pitted yet, which is, they're right, they don't have to jump out the way, but yeah, it gave me a couple of runs. I think that spooked him a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Good fun, though.
We'll find out shortly. But in terms of starting your campaign to retain your title, it could not have gone better for you. I don't know what you like incident points wise, but usually you're super clean.
2 in race 1, 1 in race 3, I think, or race 2.
Yeah.
So 3 overall.
Yeah, you
Not too bad.
can't argue with that at all. It's been a brilliant start to your season. Jamie had a bit of a rough time in the first race, but absolutely pulled it out of the bag in the second one, up 7 places. So your teammate's hauling the mail for the points, isn't he?
Yep, that's good. He listened to me, so that's why he got all the way back to 5th or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I told him when he wanted to run along, I said, don't run all the way because you'll just kill your tyres. So he pit that lap or the lap after that, and then was chasing Tony. I don't think he got him in the end. So
not quite.
shame, but
no.
he's had fun, so that's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. 6th place is where he finished in the second race. We won't mention the first race to him if he comes in for a chat. But no, brilliant racing. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and open 2 bottles of simulated champagne?
Or one type of simulated ice cream.
Or that? Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys for running the league, all the broadcast stuff. Great fun, Simability for sponsoring it. All the drivers turning up because that was a big field. I think we've grown since the first race, which I didn't actually look at the car count, but it was there were plenty of cars on track.
Yeah, 22.
Sticks with it.
22 signed up for tonight's race. Not quite the full field that's signed up online, but that'll happen eventually. Next time out, we've got an endurance race at I've forgotten the name of it, Clyde. Sorry.
Window Springs.
Cheers.
I don't know.
Have you driven anything round it?
I drove it when it came out, and it's not a particularly great racetrack. and an endurance race around there's going to be hell.
Ah, good.
I mean, it's going to destroy tyres like this place does, but worse.
Okay, well, we're going to look forward to that, even if you don't. So we'll let you go and practice for that. Simon Trendle.
See ya.
Okay, next up into the booth with 2 second place finishers, Johnny Brandom. Welcome in.
Good evening.
This is like role reversal from Friday nights.
Yeah, I'm going to suggest we swap.
So 2 second places, but I'm still guessing it was a lot of fun. Apart from, it would have been a little bit more fun if you'd have been first.
Yeah, kind of. I think 2 second places. I'm happy with that. Second race back in the V8 after a year against the people that are in this league. I'm happy with that. Race 1, I don't think I've ever made as many mistakes in a V8 as I did then. It was terrible. I was so disappointed with race 1 because I just drove terrible. Overheated the car, overdriving everywhere. That was a bad race for me. Race 2, I drove brilliant, and I still lost. It was great fun, but the aero wash when you're behind somebody around here was unbelievable. So you could lap, and as soon as you got to within like a second, it was horrible. We just had no grip, the wrist sliding everywhere, couldn't brake properly. And race 1, I made a mess of that. Race 2, I was dealing with it a lot better right until the end. And once he got past me, that was kind of it. And the pit stop, I just got a bit unlucky with the back markers and allowed him to get through.
Yeah, I did say, when we were summing up at the end of race 2, that obviously with you being out of the car for 12 months, you're only going to get quicker. So, the battles that you're already having with Simon, I just see these going, the whole of the way through the season.
I'm happy to be where I'm at, for sure.
Yeah. But, let's not take it away from, some of those drivers that are, I think, maybe catching you guys up, or if they're not catching, they're not losing out on you guys. I'm talking about the Bob Woodhouses and the Adam Wrights. They're gonna carry on picking up a lot of points, and the closer that you and Simon get to each other, the more chance there is of an incident and those guys picking up some wins. But it's it's difficult. We all know how much seat time this car demands. You've been out of it, but like you say, you're happy where you are because there's more to come. Obviously, you didn't get a lot of help from your teammate tonight, but that might change going into the future.
This is lane you're talking about. It's not going to change too much, but yeah.
But then again, you might draft some other teammates in or something like that.
I haven't seen what happened to Lane, but he's actually been doing really well in practice. He had some good pace, and he didn't show it in quali. And then I think he jumped the start in race 1 or something, and then he just had a nightmare night. I have no idea what happened in race 2, but I know there was a lot of swearing, and he left early.
Was it race 2 where his car speared into the wall? Or was that race 1?
I think there was some netcode stuff with maybe Skillbeck going on.
Well,
that
the one we watched,
sort of the gist.
There was nobody within 3 car lengths of him.
Yeah, that was race 1, wasn't it?
Right,
yeah,
okay.
Race 2, it was him and Vincent, and there was that massive netcode thing, wasn't there?
Yeah. I think that's the thing he was saying, but if you've ever tried to listen to a Scotsman when he's angry, it's hard to pick out the words exactly.
I totally agree with you. Willow Springs next week, endurance round. Done any laps round there in anything?
Nope. I think I might have done on like Gran Turismo 10, 15 years ago or something, or whatever. I seem to think I've seen it on something before.
Okay,
but, but apart from that, no. Maybe P cars or something.
It's going to be interesting, and interesting in inverted commas. So look, we got a lot of interviews to get through tonight, so I'm going to throw it at you. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Just Elaine, just unlucky tonight. You guys for doing the broadcast. Simon, well done to Simon. I mean, I did thoroughly enjoy that. I am frustrated, but that was a great race, and well done to Simon and everybody else in the league. Glad to be back. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Always a pleasure, Johnny Brandon.
Just to make sure everybody appreciates it's not 1 week to Willow Springs, it's a fortnight. It's the 12th of August.
Do I keep saying next week?
Yeah, because you're into next race, aren't you? But keeping everybody right, shall we say?
Yeah. Next week, everybody. Tune in. No. Right, let's get in double third place. Bob Woodhouse.
Yeah, king of third place tonight. Bob Woodhouse, good evening.
Good evening, guys.
Yeah. So, in terms of consistency, can't argue with that, really, can you? First race, you had some battling going on, didn't you?
Yeah,
Tell us about race 1 first.
yeah, I mean, it's just really tried to keep my head down and stay with the guys as much as I could. And yeah, I mean, Simon and Johnny were just that little step too far. But yeah, I was expecting, Adam and Tyler to catch me up. But yeah, somehow I just managed to hold position, kept plugging away. But yeah, quite happy with that. First time I've ever had a double podium.
Well, right, I hadn't realised that. That's an impressive thing to celebrate then. And in the second race, we saw you paired off with a number of different cars. We saw you following Tony at one point. Then you overcame him, made your way forward a little bit more, and had no answer for the top two. But to be fair, nobody did. They were imperious to the tune of 16 seconds over everybody else. And you were the start of everybody else. So you have to take that as being a massive victory. Some pressure came right at the very death of the race from Adam, but you were on top of that.
Yeah, well, I don't know about on top. I was like teetering on the edge. I think it was. I pitted as soon as the pit window opened, and yeah, I think Adam went about 3 or 4 laps longer. Maybe I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, and then Tyler was closing me down, and he made a mistake, so I could breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. But yeah, just kept trying to plug away. But yeah, I just wore my tyres out. The end of the race there, the last few laps, my front left was like 57%.
Right.
I think when I checked, so yeah, my front left was toast.
Yes.
So it's all I could do was to just keep Adam behind it. It's so difficult.
Yeah, it's always been a tyre chewer, this one. And in the V8s, it's even worse, isn't it? Because everything you do to correct once your tyres start to go just makes the situation worse. You know, it'd be good to have aircon for your tyres, wouldn't it? But that doesn't exist.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, great performances tonight, really good. You're going to another tyre chewer next time out, Willow Springs, and for 2 hours of it as well. So, have you driven a single lap of it yet?
Not on iRacing. I've done it on Gran Turismo many years ago. What must have been about 5-6 years ago. But yeah, I haven't even bought the track yet.
Oh,
So,
right, okay. Neither have I, just so you know. So that's going to be an interesting broadcast on the 12th of August. But yeah, what a great night's racing for you. You are head and shoulders the top NQR car, and doing a great job up to this point. Hopefully that continues for you. Yeah, it is early days, you're right. But you, as Clyde was saying in the interview with Johnny Brandon, there's a few of you now giving the top two of Johnny and Simon something to think about, and you're the first one in the queue. So that is great news. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate?
Yeah, you guys again for doing the broadcast, Simability, Tony and all, Anthony, Bram, Chris, all the NQR guys, especially Tony tonight he did actually let me by, and because I had a little bit more pace. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All the guys.
Great stuff. Then we'll let you go and celebrate your double third place. You're going to be maintaining third place in the championship as well, unless there's some significant incident points knocking about somewhere. So brilliant stuff. We'll look forward to seeing you at Willow Springs in a fortnight's time. Bob Woodhouse.
Yeah, see you guys. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay, so it would have been nice to bring in fourth place in both races, Adam Wright, but I've just heard it's too windy and he can't make it. So let's bring in Mr. Tony Kloosterman. Welcome to the booth.
Hi, Clive.
Hello. So, 8th in race 1, 5th in race 2. It was both races. Hopefully you'll agree with me from inside the cockpit, but you can disagree with me. It's okay. It was I'm going to say incident-packed race, but in a nice way. There was lots of overtaking. When drivers did get it wrong, they did exactly as us admins always go on about: stop, give the place back. But ultimately, there was some absolutely fantastic racing on a track that doesn't always lend itself to good racing.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought the racing was pretty good, and I agree. I detest this track. It's terrible in this car. Just it wants to understeer everywhere.
It's terrible in every car.
Don't forget, Clyde,
Yeah.
to admit that you did curse him at one point.
Oh, I did.
He did.
It was a strong one as well.
It was a very strong curse. I do
What
apologise.
did I do to deserve that?
Well, I think I was telling everybody how wonderful you was doing, and you got it all wrong.
Yes.
Literally, as the words left my lips.
That's a commentator's curse, Clyde. You know
Yeah.
better than that.
Yeah. But race 2 was very interesting to watch because it looked to me anyway like you had your old wily head on, because you didn't fight the people that you knew you didn't have the pace with, and then you fought the people that you knew you could hold off, whilst also helping your teammate out, Bob Woodhouse, who is absolutely on fire this season.
Yeah, that was the plan, to strategically put Bob in the right spot, because for the team championship, it looks like I'm going to suffer again this year. So try and put Bob in position, and then see if maybe I could, not deliberately, but maybe create a gap.
Well, it's ultimately it worked. Probably didn't go as smooth as you hoped it was going to go, and then a lot of pressure from Jamie Wilson at the end.
Always, it seems that every race that's happening, either I'm chasing him down or he's chasing me down.
Yeah, it's funny how drivers tend to pair off for a season, but a couple of good results for you tonight. Like I say, I know you've got things going on in your personal life, and it's not always easy to get them things out of your head, but sometimes something like this is a nice release, and can give you a chance to forget for a little while, and I think you held it all together, and possibly one of your better, it's going to sound horrible and it's not supposed to, one of your better recent meetings overall. You've had some, a decent result in the sprint race or the feature race, but then a rubbish result in the other race. But this one, 2 top 10s, big points, and getting back on form maybe.
Yeah, as you say, it's good to have a distraction once in a while. Life sometimes throws you a curveball, and I did not do very much preparation for this event, and it looks like the next couple I'm going to have even less time to prepare. So we're going to do the best we can, try and drive smart, don't do anything stupid, and I think I succeeded with that today. Had a little incident in race 1 that with Adam, but after looking at the replay, I think Adam just got spooked by Vince going down the inside of him there. So it's all good. No real damage done other than a couple of spots, and I think I kind of finished where I should have there. And the second race, all things considered, I was reasonably happy with that as well.
Yeah, well, you can always leave the stupid to me and Pete. We'll do your fair share for you. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, the guys on the team, they worked really hard this week. Great results by Bob. Really, really pleased for him. I think that's the first time that he's had 2 podiums in one meeting. So, awesome result. He's driving really, really well. And, to you guys for doing the broadcast, Simability, Wild Rides, and that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's actually 3 on the trot for Bob, so he's doing well.
Yeah, awesome. Take care, guys.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Tony Kloosterman. Well, Steve Walker was in the interview waiting room, but he's disappeared. So let's bring in Ant Woodward for you, Pete.
Twinkle Toes himself. Good evening, Ant.
Evening.
Yeah, we got plenty of footage of your feet tonight, dancing
Marvellous.
your heel toe exercise on the blipping.
That'll drag in the perverts.
It will. One of them's in the
Ballerina legs.
Yeah. Oh, that's class. Right then,
brilliant.
Where did you finish? Let me go and find out. Just one sec. You were
Two top tens.
2 top tens. 10 and 7. Yay, nice. I was saying that you were doing a fantastic job in that second race. But let's talk about your first race first. Where did you qualify? No idea. Were you P nowhere?
Oh, no.
No, you were doing all right, weren't you?
Oh, I don't know.
Quali for Ant was 7th.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh,
yeah.
that's not bad, actually.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
I was happy with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I started happy.
good. Did you get caught up in the melee of
Yeah.
race 1? You did, didn't you?
I got sent to the back again.
Yes, you were absolutely P0, like absolutely last. But you made up so many places. You were just scything your way through the field at one point. I know there was some people ejecting them out stage left and right, but you did a great job of overtaking a whole bag full of people.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that. To finish on the pole spot as well for the next one. Yeah, I was pretty happy at the end of that.
And is that just being? I mean, you're not in control sometimes of an incident like that. It was a bit like the one at Belle Isle, wasn't it? In the second race there, where we had a full course caution. But you've got to be happy with your own performance, holding the car in control and getting through that amount of people in the field in such a short time.
Yeah, I practiced a lot this week, and then came into the session, and my setup wasn't really doing it for me, and I loaded an old setup, and I went really well. And then I was like, oh God, I don't really know what the tyre wear's like on this. But I stuck with it through the whole race, and I still don't know what it would have been like if I'd have used the setup I was working on, but yeah, it was what it was, so yeah, it was all right in the end. It didn't kill me, so
No,
It's always a bonus.
it is, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like I say, plenty of footage of your feet. I think I got you on your launch as well, so that people could see what your feet were doing as we watch you getting a little bit of door to door
Shaking on race 2.
shaking. Right, nice.
On race 2, yeah, on pole.
Pole, no pressure. With 21 other V8s ready to mow you down. But yeah, second race, brilliant result. Kept it together. Didn't lose too many positions because some of these guys are super fast, right?
Oh, I got mugged by loads of them, and I think I was third, and then I looked and I was 8th. It was loads of them. Simon Trendle started it off, I think.
Right.
And I thought it was Jamie, and then he held it completely around the outside, and I went, oh no, it's Simon now. And
Yeah.
then next thing it was Bob behind me. And unlike Tony, I was like, you're not getting past. Because it's Bob. And, you know, I did everything I could to hinder his race too, I think. I did not want Bob to pass me, so that was that. And then I managed to hang in pretty well, to be fair. Yeah, after the mugging, I thought, oh, this setup, I should have stuck with the old one. This setup's junk, but I just drove it, and yeah, Tyler made a few mistakes. I think the first week he's actually been honest when he said he hasn't practiced. So he fell off a couple of times, which is unlike him. And I'm overall pretty happy. I think I kept myself in it pretty well.
Yeah, I think you did a brilliant job, to be honest. You showed proper tenacity and held your nerve around drivers that are super fast. I mean, those two at the front, there's not much catching them now. The only way that I think anybody's going to pry first and second away is for an accident. But yeah, great performance. Willow Springs. Have you even? Do you know where it is in the world? Let alone have driven a lap around the track.
I've done a few laps around there just
right,
since
good.
it came out. Bought it and tried it in the V8.
Right,
Loads
very
of
good.
fun, but
We're expecting a
not
win then,
many,
right, Clyde? Because the others haven't.
no.
Not without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, too
No.
right.
Everybody
yeah.
else is saying I don't even own it.
Yeah, yeah. So,
No.
Ant
It's
Woodward,
easy to get lost on there.
Is it?
Yeah, very.
Is it as bad as Virginia for me?
There's not many landmarks.
Or any track for Pete.
Yeah. Oh dear. Funny stuff. It'd be less funny if it was true. If it wasn't true. But yeah, great racing tonight. Anybody you want to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your recovery drive in race 1 and getting home 7th in the second race?
Yeah, cheers. Stacey, Jack, Evie, obviously the normal suspects, Simability, NQR. The TCR boys, good to see them in with us, and all the new people. Tony especially, he's been suffering real life, and he hasn't dropped the ball at all with team stuff, so you'd never doubt it, but that's good. A big shout out to Bob for 2 podiums tonight. Hate to do it, but yeah, well done.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we will see Twinkle Toes out for Willow Springs on the 12th of August. Good evening, Ant Woodward.
Cheers, boys.
Okay, we're nearly there. Let's bring in Mr. Jamie Wilson. Welcome to the booth.
Hello, hello.
Hello. So, just having a quick look down. 13th in race 1, 6th in race 2. So let's talk about race 1 first. What happened?
I was right in the middle of all the kerfuffle at turn 6, whatever, 5, whatever it was.
With nowhere to go, or?
Well, it was all it kicked. It was basically the world's longest chain reaction of events that led to it. Because I think Vincent or someone, may not have been Vincent, maybe someone else. I think spooked Adam, who then sort of just reacted a little bit, and then that sideswiped Tony, who was then on the outside when I got there, and I was like, well, I need to leave Tony some room. And then behind, at the same time, Stephen Phillips was making a move on Ant, who was making a move on me, but none of those could see Tony, and so it was just one of those first lap things.
Yeah, and then obviously the rest of the race you had a lightweight car.
Yeah.
A little bit of cheating going on there.
I ended up backwards rolling down the hill, and Bram gave me a kiss, and it removed my my bonnet. Yeah, it was just some additional cooling. I don't know how many cars were there tonight, like 20 or something.
22.
22. Well, I was 27th at that point. So,
yeah, I was going to say it was. In fairness, it was a half decent recovery drive. We did see. I think I might even have used the phrase carving through the field. No, carving through the midfield. I think what I said. But yeah, you had to put on a fair few overtakes to get it back to 13th.
Yeah, I was thinking, I wonder if I can get back to the reverse grid just, and it was at one point it looked possible, but then the fields kind of split apart a little bit. There was a group in the end, a couple of people sort of went off their own volition, and I picked a few others off, and then there was a group of 3 led by Ivan at the time, and I sort of had that as a realistic target, and I just was pushing like crazy to get up there before the end of the race, and I needed about half of the front straight again to get Ivan. I finished like 0.1 behind him or something, chasing him down. It's good fun. I actually really enjoyed it. Just the time pressure of having to chase that back. So yeah. And
then obviously race 2. So you started 13th, finished 6th. So again, another shed load of overtakes. We hear some pit strategy advice from your teammate. And then a decent battle with Tony Kloosterman at the end. Tell us how it went from your side.
Yeah, it was kind of a continuation of the end of race 1, really, just with some more elbows involved. I got into the zone a little bit in that one. I was just determined to make forward progress, and so I think I did a move on Rob Venn around the outside of turn 10. That sort of thing. I felt that I don't know if Simon had the same thing or not, but for me, the car was set up in such a way that braking down into turn 10, which is the corner at the end of the back straight, for me at least, the car was just magical in there. I could just brake so deep and hold any line on the way into it. I'd struggle a bit on the exit sometimes, but yeah, getting a run around the outside of people is difficult enough, but the car just was just sweet going into there every lap. So I was just trying to exploit that as much as I could. And yeah, I ended up just brute forcing these lap times out, the best ones I could, and then I got up to the back of Tony. And just as I thought, oh, this might turn into an opportunity, I accidentally downshifted to first. And I had a huge tank slapper because I locked the rear axle up, and then had to fight to get back to him. And then again, just like in race 1 with Ivan, I just ran out of time at the end.
Yeah, well, like I say, it certainly looked like you was having a lot of fun out there. Teammate Simon Trendle, he's going to take some stopping, isn't he? 4 wins out of 4.
Yeah. This is why Johnny needs to up his game.
Is this why you're keeping away from him?
No, well, as if I've got much choice in the matter. No, it was. Simon's got a different limit than I have in this car. I was on my limit all night, just not so much sliding it around, but on the edge of sliding it around, and on the edge of locking up everywhere and all that sort of thing. It's the most rewarding condition for the car to be in to drive. Simon's got a bit more kind of margin beyond that in this, so he's able to just squeeze that extra bit of pace out of it that seemingly all of the rest of us can't quite do, unless it's Johnny in qualifying. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's a bit like with the Clios in reverse, isn't it? We probably can beat Johnny on a really good day in the Clios, and he can beat Simon on a really good day in this. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out as we move forward.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. So, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to Stephen Phillips, actually, because we did you wouldn't have seen it because it was for P48, but we had an entire lap side by side.
Yeah, we saw it.
As we were recovering. You could see that. Yeah, that was good. That was good fun. And to be fair, him racing with a bit of an injury and being a bit down and out at the back of the field following all that kerfuffle, good on him for sticking with it. And getting himself in a good position for race 2. And yeah, to Stephen Walker and Sam Blees as well for jumping into unfamiliar territory. Obviously, Wilk's done some races in this fairly recently-ish, but not that many. And Sam's coming into it completely fresh, and it's good to jump out your comfort zone like that. I did when I started doing this, and here I am now. So yeah, shout out to those. Shout out to you guys for putting it on, and to Simon for putting together yet another epic setup that I didn't even look at, but it was fine.
Excellent. Well, always a pleasure. Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, let's see if he unmutes himself, Pete, because it is the Skillbeck.
Good evening, Vincent. Are you there?
Hello.
Evening, morning, whatever. Still awake then, that's great. And you were certainly awake in the first of tonight's races, because 5th place after all of that shenanigans is a pretty good result. Talk us through your race 1 before we get on to the solid air of race 2.
Yeah, race 1, I felt it was pretty good. My start wasn't too good as I got swallowed up at the start. And then, yeah, I had to fight my way back. The car just felt good all night. I don't know what I did this week, or I've just found what I'd always want to run for this car now, as in settings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to be kind and stuff on my tyres. But yeah, race 1, I felt I was pretty annoyed with my start, but racing back through, having some good fights along the way to get back to P5, I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that was very impressive to watch. I said as we were watching it that you looked super fast in that car tonight, and what you've just said reinforces that. Off some of the corners, you had such a good amount of acceleration and grip compared to the cars around you, even the fast cars that were around you in race 1. So congratulations on getting a top 5. That'll do your championship the world of good. Race 2, however, I'm not joking. I don't know whether you've seen it. You probably experienced it in the moment.
Yes, I did see it.
That is a massive, massive amount of solid air between you and I think it was Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
But you could have walked 3 abreast. Even Clyde could have walked through there. I mean, that's saying something. That was just ridiculous. And to give you your dues, you stayed off the track and let everybody go, because that's the right thing to do, so that you didn't cause even more carnage. But yeah, really unlucky. But when you've got it back to 15th, we saw some other tussling with other cars. I'm sure you'd have loved another 5th place in the second race. How did you get on once you realised that you were almost P last?
To be honest, I was pretty annoyed after turn 1. I think I was just driving angry for the rest of the race. I think kind of took my frustrations out on a couple of people, which I put my hand up for and say yes, that was my fault. Especially with the incident with Lane twice. The second time at turn 1, I don't think I was able to avoid just because he was already out of control at that point.
Yeah, Clyde spotted
but
that
the lap
over-rotated
before
the car.
that, the lap before that, I thought I had enough to get up there. I noticed he was a little bit wide of that spot, so I decided to go for the dive. Got it up on the curb, but yeah, I just wasn't up far enough to actually make the pass the way I wanted it to. Hence why at the end of that incident, I just sat there and just waited for him to take off and took the big brunt. So race 2, wasn't too happy, just driving frustrated. But I'll see what I can do for next round, and hopefully I can be a little bit more calmer next round.
Well, you've got home track advantage, haven't you? It's Willow Springs, and it's 2 hours worth of it. It's another tyre chewer. You must have done laps in your sleep and in other sims and other games along the years, have you?
No.
Ooh.
It will be when it came out. Week 13 was the first time I had actually driven the track at all. I've seen the track in videos. I've seen it in movies and stuff like that, so I kind of knew how it went. But as for driving on the track, I never have. So I do own it. So that's at least a start.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to put in a few laps to get my head around it.
Right, well, that'll be quite interesting then. I expected more of a hometown advantage for you, but that might be a great leveler. We'll see.
It would be hometown if it was in my own country, but... Yeah.
Oh, where is it? Why have I gotten that?
I don't know.
No.
It's in the US, I think.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, that's me being silly.
Close enough.
Shows what I know about it. Anyway, we will look forward to you showing us what you can do on Willow Springs in a couple of weeks' time. Great racing in the first race and getting a 5th. Shame about the second race, really. And we hope you get better. What do you call it? Netcode luck? I don't know. For the next time out, Vincent Skillback, everybody.
Thank you, and thank you guys for the broadcast. And thanks to Simability for sponsoring the season again. And yeah, just sorry to Lane for the contact tonight. It was all my fault, so I'll move on. See you guys.
Cheers, Vincent.
Okay then, interviews over, racing over. So now we get to the most important part of the evening. And I've been puzzling over this all the way through those interviews, and I've narrowed it down to 2. So I'm going to let you go first and hope you pick one of my 2 so I can pick the other one.
Well, I've been thinking about it as well. The first 4, I think, don't deserve it because they finished in the same order twice as the championship standings. It means that nothing changes in the championship. So yeah, they've made the championship boring. Obviously, that's not true, but we'll move on. I think Tony's done a good job of being consistent tonight. I think the same of Ant Woodward. He's been. I think Ant Woodward has stood out a bit more than a lot of others. That recovery drive in the first race and maintaining a good position in the second race is a lot. Tyler, very consistent. Stephen Walker has done very well in his first race back. It seemed like a last-minute decision, and his first race, well, it wasn't showering him with glory in 18th, but his second race was very good. Fabian, he's done all right actually. 11th and 12th, that's pretty consistent. First race in this league. I don't know how many of the races in this league he's raced with before. Not all of them clearly, but he's done very well there. I think I'm gonna have to go Ant Woodward. I think I'm gonna have to call out the fact that he did get mugged and he became an accident passenger in the first race. I think he's just done really well and showed great spirit in staying in it and not quitting, not raging. So I think that it's deserving of a shout out. So I'm going to go Ant Woodward.
Okay, well that's put me in a predicament because that wasn't one of my 2 drivers.
Okay.
So who's it not going to be? It's obviously not going to be Simon Trendle because he won.
Yeah.
Honourable mentions. Even though you think 2nd, 3rd, and 4th were boring, I think that it takes a lot of talent with a smidgen of luck to finish in the top 4 in this championship. Definitely, as you said in your summary, Ant Woodward did really, really well. I think both Stephen Walker and Fabian Mayer, in their own different ways, had decent first outings. I thought Vincent Skilbeck showed some massive speed. I was very impressed with Phil Keck tonight as well. I think he did very, very well. And then you've got Tony Kloosterman, Tyler Newitt, both with some decent results. But, ultimately, I think for me it was between Johnny Brandon and Bob Woodhouse, and I'm going to go for Johnny Brandon, and for 2 reasons. I want Bob Woodhouse to do even better than 3rd place. I want him to start challenging the top 2. And I never usually get a chance to vote for Johnny in this V8ESC because by hook or by crook he tends to win a race, and that takes him out of my reckoning. So for this week it's going to be Johnny Brandon. Right, that's that over. So it's time for us to put up and shut up and hopefully get some sleep. So some thank yous first. I'll start off with the drivers. 22 drivers tonight, or 21 and a half with Sam Boozin. I said it last night in the Clio broadcast. Anybody that watched that, it's you guys that make the league. If if you guys turn up and the racing was absolute rubbish, then nobody would watch and nobody would join the next season, and then we wouldn't have anything to broadcast. So you guys make it. Big thanks to our new drivers tonight. I think they acclimatized themselves very, very well. Thanks, as usual, to everybody that joins in on the chat. Thanks to Simability for sponsoring the series, and thanks to Pete for accompanying me and making me look extremely intelligent in the booth. I shall say good night. I shall let Pete say his words of wisdom, and then we shall close the broadcast. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time out.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Thanks to the racers and the viewers, and obviously to Simability for sponsoring the league. We could do it without you, but we're glad that you're with us when we do it. So, thanks again.